guys. I always have to say happy, like, good morning, but,
yeah.
I mean, I'm the only one who wakes up this late, but...
I'm not even awake yet, so... It's like
what is
pre-morning.
wakefulness?
It's like alpha or beta morning. This is like early access morning.
Early access morning?
Yeah, we're still working out the bugs. What's up, everybody? How you doing? What's up, Denoyo? I'm sticking with you, working class hero, Josephine. Welcome. Josephine.
Josephine, okay, I was just saying
Josephine. Josephine?
Get it right!
Is that canon? Josephine, tell me how you spell your name. Or say your name. Speak to us. What's up, guys? Welcome to Full Tilt on Hyper RPG.
Hello!
There's Emily.
Emily,
In the
pumpkin hype machine up in here.
I'm making the studio a spoopy studio.
Spooky.
Every day it gets a little bit spoopier.
So spooky.
I had the spooks. So how's your weekend, guys? I had a pretty awesome weekend. It was really relaxing.
What were you up to this weekend?
I went on a food adventure with Franz on Friday. That was pretty awesome. We found some Brazilian steakhouse kind of place. It was amazing. And then Saturday I worked, and then I also hung out with Sally, and then went out to hang out with some friends who were having a birthday. It was great. It was lots of great stuff. Lots of she has this crazy bird at her house. So we gotta talk to the bird. I don't know if any of you are bird people and know what a Quaker parrot is, but those things are have a very big personality. So that was pretty fun. I was like hanging out with animals. I'm trying to get this freaking chat window over here. I'm reaching it. It's nothing.
You could do it. Yeah.
I thought I should your face. Working and being care. Ooh, cool! That's really awesome. Takes a lot of strength to not give in to watch anime, for sure. I always like to put on a movie as a background, but then I always forget. I just watch the movie instead.
Yeah, you gotta be careful, man, when you pick something too interesting.
Too cool, man. Too cool to be productive. So what should I draw today?
Oh, guys, what do you think we should be working on today?
Do a monster. I can do another group thing that we did last time. It was fun. The pumpkins were fun because I actually.
I like the group ones, yeah.
Yeah, because I had some. I ran into some troubleshooting to make an actual pumpkin monster. So that was actually really fun to actually have to do.
What other Halloween stuff have we not done yet?
No, I don't know. What are Halloween? What are Halloween October things that you guys do? I don't trick or treat much anymore. I don't actually carve pumpkins.
Not to completely interrupt you, but I'm gonna completely interrupt you.
You're totally
I got
interrupting
so
us.
turned around to where I was supposed to be facing.
Just to tell you that you should look at the title of the stream, because it's pretty punny. It is actually really good. I was like,
Oh no.
great job, Emily.
Oh no.
You can do like movie monsters.
Genova Plus, I didn't do any writing this weekend. I went to Chicago.
What?
Movie monsters, like classic movie monsters.
I made pottery with my feet, Genova
But I
Plus.
draw
Or like
werewolves.
children.
But
as the classic
pretty cool. But I draw like
6th
werewolves
annual pottery
all the time.
Mummies. Did you look at the title of the stream, Myra?
I'm looking at it.
What is it?
You
What
want me
is
to
it?
tell you?
It's gonna take a while to load.
We are the champions,
Yeah.
my friend.
I think the door's over there.
Champions.
Pretty sure the door's
That's
over
pretty
there.
good. That's pretty good.
Pretty sure the door's over there.
You know,
I'll take my leave.
I
Get out! Get out of
I
my
appreciate it.
Get out of my room. Get out of my house.
Yeah, I made pottery with my feet. I made pottery blindfolded. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was entered in the 6th annual pottery games
Pottery games.
at Penguin Foot Pottery in Chicago, Illinois. And I lost very hard, but
Why was Jenny playing too? Is
Had a
that
good
why?
time.
Is that why you lost?
Jenny was also playing at times, which means everybody lost. Have to say, watching everyone make the longest handles they could was very entertaining. I don't know if you've ever seen someone make a handle.
The worm at
Just
first.
Google it. Just Google it. It's kind of like milking a cow, is one way to describe it. But there was lots of beer in a keg, and it was
Ooh,
delicious.
that's
From
good.
Off Color Brewing. Yeah.
Cool. I finally had my first bottle of Night Owl, which I've always like one of my favorite seasonals.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite pumpkin beer. It's by a local brewery, Elysian Brewing.
Oh, Legion's great.
And I actually went out to Card Kingdom for it, and it was really fun. It's like D&D got canceled because we wanted to have more of our players around, so we just kind of canceled it for later because it's gonna be really epic. Then we went out to Card Kingdom. And we're just hanging out. We're like, oh, I'm gonna go, hang out at the bar. I'm like, well, I'm gonna go borrow. We never play tested this because they're like, oh, we have beer, we have this. It's gonna be fantastic, and it was a really good night. I had a really good night with my D&D group. That was last week.
That sounds like fun. Pumpkin beer is kind of tricky. Like,
It
not all of them are
is.
equal.
I don't like pumpkin. I actually do not like pumpkin either. So
Yep.
me definitely saying that I enjoyed this pumpkin beer should hopefully mean a lot. I'm just drawing an owl right now. Let's give me a group. Give me a group project.
Ooh, 8 months from
Holy
J
shit.
Wild. 37. Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Man, it's almost. We're gonna be hitting a year soon before we know it. It's gonna be so crazy.
It's crazy.
It'll be insane, you guys.
Absolutely nuts.
Been here the entire time. Bunch of hot dogs and baseball.
I had 0 hot dogs, which is a shame because I do have some favorite hot dogs.
Shame! Ding ding ding!
I do enjoy a good Chicago dog wrapped up with the fries in the same little container.
Favorite Halloween costume as a kid? I don't even remember. My mom made a lot of mine. I was a tiger one year, and we just like got some zip-up hoodies and some sweatpants. We just painted stripes on them. That was pretty cool.
That's sweet. My mom made me a street shark costume. Oh,
Oh,
thank you
really?
for the bits.
I was a bat. One of my favorite ones was being a little bat with like the underside
so
color
cute.
was like a
So you can
like a
pull up
glow in
your
the dark
arms.
green. Yeah, it was a cute bat. I love bats.
That's great.
Bats are great. Dracula for 4 years straight. That's pretty cool. Working class.
Right on. Wait, did I figure out what you are for Halloween this year? I forget. Whoa!
What?
Thank you. I am Corona. Another 100 bits.
Thank
Oh,
you.
there it goes. There it goes.
Oh, did it break? Did
it
it
was
break?
It was right off the rim.
Aw,
Dang.
jerks. Wait, what were you about to ask?
Sorry, I forgot if I had already asked you about your Halloween costume.
Oh, so I was just gonna be kind of a crow shaman, the crow hag from Severed, the game. So I was gonna I bought a mask and I'm gonna like take some. Oh, thanks for the follow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no, that's another 100 bits. Oh my God, I am Corona.
yeah.
There it is.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Nice.
Team empty cup. I'm gonna take some clay and add some teeth to it, make it spooky. And then I found out that 2 other friends independently decided they're gonna be crows this year too, so we get to be a murderer. We get to be a spooky murderer. It's gonna be
Murder
great.
crows.
Yeah, it's gonna be murder.
I wonder if anyone's gonna be Eileen the Crow. Oh, there's 9 months.
Oh, I love Eileen. Oh.
Oh, Era Gwen. Thank you. 9 months. That's amazing.
Eileen is a cool character.
Eileen
She's
is
such
great.
a fucking cool
I
character.
love her. It's sad when you have to kill her though.
Yeah, if you have to kill her.
True, you don't always have to.
You play it right. Have to kill her.
Definitely did not play it right the first time.
Well, okay, so when I first played Mass Effect 3, I did accidentally kill Tali, and then I realized that my conversation choices had to be a little adjusted for that. That was a horrific moment where it's like, oh, you're throwing, oh my god, no. I just hit the power button because I'm like, I will replay that entire
Hell
mission.
no.
You know, and the thing is, like, I know Legion had to go, but like, it felt more real because Legion was to me more of a, I don't know, it was very kind of a spiritual thing to me. What did you name your Hyper RPG baby? Kiwi?
What?
Subscriber.
Who was it? Oh, aw. Those flowers
Oh!
for Algernon.
Flowers for
Thank
Algernon.
you.
AJ, why did you get a different account?
What? Wait, that's the one who already had an account?
And that was AJ.
Wait, AJ got a second account?
Flowers for Algernon, yeah.
Wait, so are you guys just assuming it's?
Well, I don't know. Is
No, AJ said it in chat.
Oh, really? Where?
Well, AJ, you got the booty shakes. What can I tell you?
That's so funny. I'm just like, oh, it's someone who likes that short story.
And I just like them dancing. Oh, he's
And everyone else is like, duh, it's AJ. Oh, we got 2 AJs.
Well, thanks for joining. Oh, I'm so glad.
Woo woo. AJ.
AJ's like, oh, I'm so glad you're in at 1 so I can actually watch and hang out. I'm like, yeah, me too. Me too.
Welcome to early access
Okay.
afternoon. Not quite morning.
I'm going to
Not
try and get a Strix drawn.
He changed it for some dev work. Oh, I wonder what that could be about. Not related to anything we were talking about last week, is it? Secrets.
Owl wings are super cool, by the way. If anyone ever wants to look them up, owl wings are so different and so very pretty.
It'd be really cool to make a creature with like wings from different, like bird wings, insect wings. How many different wings do you think there are out there?
Bird, insect, mammals, and then if you want to connect like flying lizards and other stuff, like difference between wings and membranes.
True.
For sure, the insect, birds, and bats, and then you got your lizardy, flappy wings from your pterodons, parasaurs.
So there's a lot of options.
Yeah, a lot of things to do.
Genova Plus, are you sure it's AJ? What if it's an imposter?
This is beta all over again. I love the moment when Corafi was like, wait, no, what do you mean there are other hostiles? No, are they friends? Yes. Could have been so badly. Holy shit. It's so awesome. And Tyler would have let it happen too.
Oh, if only.
God, no, he would have. He would have let that happen.
Oh, I believe you. I just meant if only it happened.
Yeah,
you guys all got blasted.
Yeah. If the Lord Commander really truly were in command.
Erzlin just said, "Oh, AJ, you like a story about a hero who dies in the end?"
I love you guys. I really do. I love it. Of course it does.
Vanquish tonight, AJ. What do you think? You have to stop your past selves to solidify your future? What's gonna happen? Are you gonna be okay? Like, is this gonna be some Geist on Geist action? I wanna know your thoughts.
Here's FF Maxter. Our bats are fun. They have such weird skeletons too. They kind of like are like hand puppets.
And baby bats are super cute. Also, thank you for the 9 months while they're 1251.
Damn.
Woo-woo.
Got to name your baby.
What's your baby name?
Working class cereal. Give us the real scoop now. Oh, this is better, GM.
And AJ just says, we're all gonna die.
Yeah. Everyone gonna die.
Oh, AJ, yeah, I'd like to know if you've
GM.
done any GMing in your life. How about you, Steph? How much GMing have you had?
I haven't, but I really want to GM, and I want to, like, I was talking with my D&D group, like, because sometimes, like, we take off days, and I was looking if anybody actually want to experience it, and I'm like, I do.
Yeah.
I want to write, I actually have games that I want to put them through about memory loss. Maybe it's because I've been hanging around Strix too much, but I want to actually
So you want to put them through, like, a freeform RPG?
No, I'm going to put them through D&D with memory loss. I'm going to
Oh.
use D&D, try to end, as well as, like, other ways of explaining being a different sort of GM to like explain what memory loss is like
Gotcha.
via a game and make it really heroic. We're like, you know, kind of in a sense like Valiant is like, are you heroes or are you not? Does your past define you, and do you choose to let it define you? And you take your character flaws, like I'm gonna have them like, don't worry about character sheets, I got you. Oh, this is what you think you are? No, no, you're not. You don't know anything. You know nothing. You're all Jon Snow. You know nothing. This is gonna be like a gladiator. This is gonna start on like gladiators, and they're gonna find out about their past, who they are. It's just gonna be an extensive, like, I have to get backgrounds out and then have it set up in a simple die system that I can cross out and re-roll for to have them, you know, see their past and dreams and stuff. Because I really, I just really want them. I just want my.
So who determines their past and dreams? Is it
I
you
do
or them?
everything. It's me like doing extensive writing, and then with their backgrounds, I'm just gonna have like fairly general, you know, because you can't remember. I feel even when you look back into your past, you only remember feelings and, you know, parts. It's never like fully clear anyway. So I feel it should be open to interpretation as it goes. And I feel part of the feeling of memory loss is felt when you go into town and find people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So also because they're very like just vanilla like D&D, and it's not something where it's like horror and emotions and game feels. I really want to put them through game feels more than anything. It's like under an agreement of, okay, we're gonna go experience something a little different and just kind of maybe do that. I don't know. I really want to get Bluebeard's Bride for them too, because that's gonna be something very different. penny for my thoughts. Okay, I'll check it out for sure. Penny for my thoughts. Cool. What else would I want to play? I don't really know what else I would want to GM. I also would want to GM a kind of, it's just another dungeon crawler, but in the style like Diablo 3, and have everybody kind of like stuck in there, and you have to escape the dungeon, and you realize what the dungeon actually is for, and then, you know, part of the dungeon will be random roll to like find runes and different, you know, enemies, which I can just probably generate online anyway. And I found this really cool artist on Instagram who makes little tiny monster cards, like little Pathfinder ones, but he draws them himself and puts them on card holders. And I'm like, oh, that's great! I want to do that.
My question would be, how would you make a Diablo-inspired D&D game interesting? Because I find combat-heavy D&D to be incredibly boring, and like Diablo is mostly about combat and loot, which are not the best parts of D&D.
I'm not taking that part. I'm taking more the randomized dungeoning.
Gotcha.
Not.
I think they actually have like infinite dungeon.
Yeah.
What? 8 months from Let's Adapt.
But what I don't want is people dying because like if you and then obviously they're going to start at level 4, 3, or 5 because I want them to actually have fun and be able to do stuff.
Of course.
But it's just going to be, I want to start them in a pretty much short dungeon run and end with a really cool boss idea and hang off of that, because the boss idea is going to be really, really cool. And I don't want the, you know?
Interesting. I wonder how would you tie in the story elements with the random elements? Would you just like, I guess you kind of build it like a procedural.
Well, no, you guys are dungeon. You're like every other party who's gone to this dungeon that this town tells you about. But why is there a dungeon underneath this fucking town? Who built it? Why does it matter? And so you get captured, and you wind up escaping. You run into other adventurers. You have no connection to anybody else. I am okay with people making connections ahead of time if they know characters, like we've done that for a few of our games, but I feel if you're just going to do a one-off, it's sometimes more fun to say like, oh yeah, I don't care about how you guys met, here you go, you're in a dungeon now, what are you going to do? The main part is, you're going to survive and get out of here, what are you going to do? And why do you care? Like, you're trying to get out. Whereas like one time my GM and I we were running a one-shot with one of our PCs. He was running a game, one of our friends was going to run a game, and we decided early on that our characters know each other. So I was like this black dragon barbarian who lost the bet and became his bodyguard, and he's like this little halfling paladin or something, and it was really, really great. Because I could literally put him on my back and he could have partial cover and shoot with advantage.
I don't know, I really appreciate when characters have some background to play with.
Yeah.
I think it's fun because then my favorite thing is to like try to force people in a situation where I like put them on the spot where I'm like, yeah, you remember this thing that happened? And then it's like up to them to like fill it out however they want.
But like for me, like I feel a one-shot dungeon crawler like that would be cool where I need people to have character flaws and bonds so I can play with it. Like, how are you gonna get out of here? Like, it just make sense to you. Because a lot of times, like I've been watching my GM, and it's interesting. And I want to like play with our other characters. I'm like, I'm gonna force you to make a really hard decision.
Working Class Hero says, Rai is a boring story-driven nerd. That's so true! I can't even deny that. And that's the thing too, it really also just depends on your group. Like everyone's looking for different things out of their roleplay sessions.
Arizlin is the Ojibwe Chief Petting Zoo experience and analyst. That's awesome. Wizards of the Coast made a Diablo 2 D&D game. I will look for it because I'm always down for homebrews. I really like. There's some really cool. I found some really cool homebrews on Tumblr. Like they find it on their Reddits, and someone made a bunch of Bloodborne monsters, like the Cleric Beast.
Cool. Yep.
And a bunch of really cool horror, like themed stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is great. So I have like a side blog of just everything tagged with different themes and stories and stuff. It's the best job. High net worth VR monitoring custodian. Let's see where this owl's gonna go.
Oh guys, so I guess we should would you mind if we open this up at all to people to donate for new parts to your strips?
Sure.
All right, so
But-
what did we do it last week? We did
$10.
$10 if you want to see something new, weird, or different happen with the Strix. You know, you can help maybe choose color or eyes or like something weird, like a tentacle, you know, coming out of wherever. I don't know. It's Halloween. Tentacles come out of weird places in Halloween.
Wait,
Sorry, what?
what kind of childhood do you have?
I don't. What? That didn't happen.
You never answered the question. What is your favorite thing to dress up as Halloween? Huh, Rai?
Oh.
Were you Cthulhu? Were you a horror of the abyss? A Lovecraftian
Well, no,
horror?
I'm a horror of the
Have you
abyss
always
at all
been
times.
at all times? Are you from it?
I'm a big fan of Eldritch truths. You know, bringing on immeasurable knowledge
Cost of-
that overwhelm
the
your
cost-
sanity.
At the cost of your own madness.
Yep.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, owl toes are weird. Yeah, no, they're actually like this. Never mind. Do you know they actually found a connection with certain owls and parrots just based on like the way their toes work? And I don't know if you ever noticed like owls have like the 2 and 2 to grab stuff, and parrots actually have that natural adjustment. They just happen to grab things very differently.
I had no idea. Finlay Shards, what's up? By the way, thank you for the 9 months. Thank you for the kind words and the Twitch baby.
Thanks for the resub on my show.
So interesting. So
on this show.
so parrots and
Owls have a
owls.
common like.
dude, what if owls just started like speaking in English like
no,
parrots?
it's not that close. It's not.
Dude,
that
but what if that happened?
close. You have Strix. Why?
That would
why
be
is that
so
scary?
creepy. If an owl started talking to me in someone else's voice, I'd be freaking.
Have you not played Legend of Zelda?
That's true. Okay. I'm so pumped for this Halloween party, guys. If you didn't know,
Oh my god, yeah.
On the 29th.
Tell me about this Halloween party.
29th, 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. We're having a Halloween party. We're doing all sorts of cool stuff. We're learning about art from Zach. We're carving pumpkins. We're playing spooky RPGs, tabletop games. Our fake campfire will be there. There will also be, of course, a script read-through of Roadhouse.
Of course.
Is Matt Mercer going to push the Kickstarter more on Critical Role? I don't know. I would love to, but yes, it is true. So Matt Mercer, if we unlock the Kickstarter stretch goal of having a mini series on Hyper RPG, Matt Mercer will show up for an episode to be a part of it, which is amazing.
Pretty awesome.
Thank you, Matt. So
Yeah,
we
fuck
will,
yeah. That's
we will
so
work
cool.
whatever schedule magic it takes to make that happen.
For sure. It'd be worth it, man.
Yeah. So tell your friends, tell everybody about it. Basically, get the word out and let's make that mini series happen.
Anything. I know
Right.
any
Have you
bumpers.
slept or been smoking something? I've not been smoking anything. I have slept moderately. I don't know. I did have an overnight flight this weekend that I feel like I'm still recovering from. So there is that.
Why? This ink is wonky. That sucks. I wanted to use it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much Matt can push it. Like, I don't know if he wants to be advertising for Hyper RPG.
Yeah.
Well, he's on Critical Role, which I totally respect. It was really awesome of him to, to mention Open Legends. So, like, that's great. And either way, if we unlock it, it's gonna happen. And I feel like we can do it. We're over 40,000 now. 55,000 is not that far away.
And you guys are amazing. I just give you a challenge and all of a sudden it's gone. So
Yeah.
you guys are awesome.
Yeah, you guys are the best. Seriously, all the support and love and the whether you backed it, whether you just showed some love on Twitter or Facebook.
Or yeah,
seriously
if you
appreciate it.
you don't have to like back it up. Absolutely, it's about like getting it out there, and that's already so much. Does so much for the game.
In Working Class Hero, he would be advertising for a Hyper RPG miniseries, so I think that's where the weirdness would come. I think that's probably the part that might be a little strange. I don't know the rules, but that sounds like kind of a faux pas to me.
Mm-hmm.
So. But yeah, Postal Patriot says, "Oh, second Kickstarter I backed. First was BattleTech. Dude, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. I'm so excited. Our work is cut out for us now. We're probably about like halfway done with the campaign book. And now like with all these extra additions is like, we're gonna be busy. Like, I don't think I'll have a weekend that I should be taking off probably till like, so the book will be out, so the book should be out by, I believe, March-ish. And so then there'll be new material as well coming out because it's been unlocked through all the Kickstarter goals that have been broken and stretched years. So
Broken? Yeah, you guys have been
crushed. Yeah. So like I feel like I could easily be like busy till like May or June.
Oh, okay. I've not seen the Malfestios. I do love Monster Hunter monsters though. Like holy shit, those things are so well designed.
Yeah, dude, and check out Strix's Kickstarter. She's also doing amazing. I backed it. I was like, hell yeah, that art is unbelievable.
Which they're doing the part 2 of their playthrough this week, I believe, on Friday. So check it out, guys. His first playthrough was really awesome.
I know, it's so sweet, like seeing her Friday and be like, dude, this is awesome. We both get to be part of Kickstarters, and they launch on the same day, and they're both doing great. And like, what a world we get to live in where people can just launch their own RPGs, like, and then make it happen. Like, what an awesome time. Back the Open Legend Kickstarter, Ryan needs to eat. Thanks, Arslan.
That's another part of it.
I feel like I'll be eating less because of it though, because I'll just
You'll forget to.
I'll just
You'll
like
just
be like,
forget to,
I
you know.
need to get this done.
You're also just gonna forget to eat.
Yeah.
That's what happens. So, good luck with that.
Yep. That's awesome. I couldn't be happier though. It's the best kind of work to have. It's like, oh, write stories, make up worlds. Hell yeah. Oh, rules the rules. Okay, I'm glad someone dropped me the link. Sorry, yeah, Open Legend RPG is a new role-playing game with its own awesome universal rule set for any genre, and I'm working on a campaign setting for it that is a sort of colonial setting where it's a lush jungle world that's being invaded by this like steampunk industrial world, essentially, and being used for its resources. And the elves there aren't too happy about it, as you might imagine. Yeah, and the coolest part, of course, Matt Mercer is contributing, as well as Ed Greenwood, who is the creator of Forgotten Realms. So there you go. There's my short little plug.
Creator for what?
Ed Greenwood created Forgotten Realms.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Woo! 7 months from Rules the Rules. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the reset. It's a lovely Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
I can even do gradients.
There are no Jort-related stretch goals. I'm sorry.
Much to the displeasure of everybody else.
Yup, right.
Trying to see if I can do spots and gradients on this thing. I think I can. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah, if you guys can tell, I'm already like lower energy than normal because I think I'm kind of it's catching up to me. But it's all good. I'll still be in a good mood. I might be a little tired from time to time.
He's just a little sleepy, okay? Sleepy Rai is a thing, the sleepy guy.
Yeah, I've had 2 cups of coffee. I'm waiting for them to kick in.
They kick you in the face. Sorry.
Yeah.
Reword that a little bit. Kick you in the face.
That's what I need is a good kick in the face.
Here, let me help you. Oh my god, good thing I'm right here.
Okay, change the subject. Wow, this Strix is looking real good.
Why, are you trying to avoid the kick to the face?
Just, yeah, not that kind of Kickstarter.
Yeah, come on,
no, thank you.
I'll kickstart your face. I'm gonna try just doing bird patterns, which is gonna be hard, but hey, whatever. I like it. Good challenge.
Love what you're doing. This line, like all this line work detail you've been adding to these kind of last few sketches, like I don't know, maybe in the last month or so. Mm-hmm. It's really been up in the detail.
It's different. It's fun. It's fun. I'm learning things. You guys learning with me. You gotta watch what I do. You don't know how to get better at drawing. Just keep at it. Like, oh god, there's so many times that I was VRing. I'm like, I want to give up on this. I hate it. But it's worth it to not.
Heck yeah.
It's so important to not. And then if it's not.
Lucille!
What?
I feel like that is such a important thing.
They should be.
I like that though because he's like, what was that? I blame the pumpkin head.
I do.
So we need a show for Zach to eat, and then another show for all the hosts to nap. Like a show where it's just called nap time, basically.
Oh my god, can we have sleeping
Did that already happen? I'm pretty sure I slept in the studio and everyone just watched me on the drop cam, so... That wasn't weird.
No.
Wasn't weird at all.
That was your hazing sequence. Like, here you go, Rai. Welcome.
Should the Kickstarter goal be achieved for the miniseries, would Hyper RPG start as soon as they can, or would they wait until the game's release? That is a good question.
That is tricky, isn't it?
I believe it would happen before the game's release because it would be, I think, more beneficial to do it while the campaign's still running.
Yeah.
If possible, to bring more people into it during the Kickstarter, help unlock some more stretch goals, because
If you like what you see, then you will definitely want to back it.
yeah, and I think the biggest thing is essentially like working around Matt's schedule to make sure that he can be, of course, on an episode will be super important. So that's the other piece of the puzzle. But the great thing is, like, essentially, like, a lot of the content is already done for the world, so they have basically everything they need, and then we'll just be like refining it and taking feedback from people playing it, which is awesome. We'll have lots of alpha testers and readers, and
yeah.
it'll essentially be part of that. Postal Patriot, Bronze would be GMing that miniseries.
I love that little one shot, by the way, and I like the player comp too. You guys had a really good setup. It was super awesome.
Yeah, it was a fun team. They all like played great archetypes that worked really well together and like fit the setting. And
I love seeing Tara like finally play like her thing. I was like, this is awesome.
yeah. I'm starting to suspect AJ plans every character with an outfit in mind.
Always.
Which I think is awesome.
Yeah. I like that he just had an apron too. It's like, oh, and I pull out an apron. I'm like, God damn it, AJ! Of course you did.
Yeah.
He also always plays the very wonderful, subtle, subterfuging characters you don't ever suspect.
Oh gosh, I totally am having trouble reading that follow. Thank you for the follow. I'm sorry that my eyes are terrible even with glasses.
And I don't have a screen pulled up, unfortunately.
The Thumpers demand it. The Thumpers have been
Claudia
heard.
and JSA are teachers. They can co-host nap time.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be ridiculous. That'd be so funny.
Working Class Hero, we do have some ideas for who we'd pull in, but it's all pretty hypothetical at this time. I'm also, you know what I'm really curious about actually is who other people would like to see us do a mini-series with if we were to Skype guests in, because that opens it up. Yeah.
Oh, Jennifer Hale. Again.
Jennifer Hale, yeah, all the
you
time.
ever find time?
Always
in her
Jennifer Hale.
Schedule.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Ooh, any word on Zombie Orpheus getting a show on Hyper RPG? I have no words on that, but Zombie Orpheus is going to be on the Gauntlet this week.
What?
Yeah, so we got Lisa,
So
Kelly, Chris, and Christian taking on the Gauntlet this week, which I'm super excited to see them in that environment because I think they are going to excel. Yes.
Pure chaos.
Yeah.
Purest chaos. That's gonna be funny. That's gonna be super funny.
So fun.
It'd be so funny. Exact GMing.
Working Class Hero. Well, of course, Hector Navarro.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah.
What happens with the Renegades after the miniseries? Well, the great thing about the Renegades is that, you know, when someone on the Marauders gets straight up murdered, we now know who to go to. We have
There was
a great
plan
pool
all along,
of
you guys.
experienced mech pilots who we can go to and bring on and have them be part of like one-off episodes. And it's cool because now we get to weave in more stories, which is great. And I would love
In our lovely, non-canonical, beautiful world that you guys help us create.
Yep.
Because holy shit.
just
Holy
forget
shit.
all about the canon.
Holy shit, you think you know Battletech, and it's like, but you don't know this Battletech. So in a way, we've created our own wonderful universe in the future, which I think is really, really great. I very much like this universe that we've made.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like we've been doing things that you probably shouldn't be doing in Battletech, like killing placenters and dicking around with powers that we cannot conceivably understand.
I love it. It's such a great alternate timeline, though.
Yeah, I love it. I've enjoyed it a lot.
Really fun. What do you think the most like fucked up thing you've done in terms of like screwing up like the BattleTech world? What do you think the worst thing you guys have done is?
I don't know in context. Possibly the fact that Tyler's actually letting my character kind of take some part in the Rosselhog The history of like how Rosahog finds his freedom. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. you let that happen. Because I don't think the Britain plague was historically a part of it, but apparently it is now. Because that's what Natalia's mother had, and part of bringing that back and becoming a betrayer, pretty much. That's what happened. So that's a pretty cool thing that I didn't expect to happen. I just like, I wanted to play this character. I looked up the history of Rosahog and what was gonna happen. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use that Britain Plague thing exceptionally for the Rosahog. So I'm like, oh shit, really?
Yeah, that's probably the one that is like the most dramatic story-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, we've bent like a couple rules. Technically, the Raven wasn't against the rules though. The Raven is in production. It's like literally you guys found like one of the first Ravens.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, recorded history is never like, I don't know. You look at the inventions now. Like, people invented things far before they were announced as an invention. So it shouldn't be a surprise that a mech could be in production before it was officially marked in production. Same with like people, I think they were talking about, oh, you can't have a sword. I'm like, well, I can have a stick of bent metal with a spike on it because, hey, if you can make an atlas, I can make a stick.
Yeah.
Certain things we can pull a few things.
Well, and
it
like
be funny.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of things, in the BattleTech world have been happening that may not have been uniform.
Yeah.
They may not have existed everywhere.
And it's also, you're talking about a series that has so many adjustments made to it in any way. Sometimes we can have a few liberties just because there's so much information that has to get rewritten a lot of times because of books. And, this series is owned by so many, like different little parts of it owned by different people that it gets kind of muddled up sometimes anyway.
Yep.
Like the BattleTech game is a huge mess of ownership.
It's a massive world that's been around for like 30 plus years.
30 plus years.
That's crazy.
Like, even look at the way WoW has to function and constantly semi-rewrite itself. Like,
or like The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah. So. And also, like, Zelda deals with time travel too in different timelines.
They're like, no, this is just straight up different timelines.
Yeah, so. Have a little fun. Besides, we created this whole world together, so.
Favorite Renegade? I don't know. I don't like to play favorites because I really like all of them.
Because you're going to kill them all eventually.
And I am going to try to kill them all.
Yeah,
so...
Rai is a true writer.
Last week we almost got away with it. We almost killed someone. We completely destroyed Max Cicada.
Oh, cool.
Sounds great.
Cicadas don't usually live very long though.
No, this one though was modified with like an enforcer's legs to like beef it up.
Are you gonna let us customize mechs the way you do? Because I think the only person who did that in the Marauders is Balravon. Like, the Griffin that she pilots is a monster.
Yeah.
It's not physically a monster, you don't really see it, but I have way more armor. I almost have as much armor as an Awesome.
I have a feeling the next time we see your Griffin, there will be many more skulls on it.
Yeah, I wanted to throw...
Yeah.
Just be a Kali mech. That would be cool. Like, she would, like, Balravon would do that. The skulls of my enemies.
I would not be shocked if we saw some trophies on that mech for season 2.
Gotta go break some heads.
Yep. Also, Paxmo, if you're interested in getting access to the Clips room in Discord, you might want to talk to Emily about that. I think she could hook you up or work with you in some way. If you need Clips to make those awesome recap videos, obviously we want to make it
thanks for doing those like every week.
We love
it.
Freaking
awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I love the craziness going on with the mechs, and because you do have so much more customization when you play the BattleTech game.
Also, you should because you're a mech warrior. I don't know, like you should be able to specialize your own personal freaking weapon.
Yeah. These are not standardized units in a lot of cases. No. Especially the most notable ones. And you guys are now amongst the most notable.
Even Talon's like freaking dragon is really fairly specialized too.
Yeah. I love Cade and the Mad Mech designing, makes me happy. Awesome. Yeah, I love Cade's mech. Anything that allows you to play with a game and try new things and like experiment.
Break it a little bit sometimes just to make it a little better.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of times that we accidentally broke the game. We're like, okay, we can't do that.
I mean, we
miscalculated the very first time that like Balravon charged, and I like obliterated a tank right off the bat. Like, yeah, we made that mistake. Whoops, but we learned, and that's kind of part of the fun, like being able to one-shot a lot of things by accident. Survival runs tend to do that, though, I think.
I mean, come on.
My general-
Interesting re-rolls, I think we found out, definitely breaks the game. In season 1 of DFA, we realized re-rolls were slightly too good.
Yeah.
As is. So that's already been updated, and I think that's already a lot better. Let's see, there's another good question about, do we take art? Yes. We love all the art that shows up in Discord and
absolutely.
on Twitter. We love showcasing
and then repost it on Twitter for sure, and like just link us. I love seeing stuff.
Definitely tagging us on Twitter makes it way easier too. But we see it all and we love it. I'm amazed sometimes how fast the fan art comes through.
Yeah.
Like, the episode won't even be over. I'm like, what? How are you guys so talented? I cannot even draw.
There were nights that I just sat on the computer and just drew stuff like from Corpse Sins a few times. It's like, oh yeah, here's the thing that happened. Valiant, I did too.
I love it. It's a good way to like really love Rai and Zach romance fanfic art. Well, nice. Didn't think that was a thing, but
The internet.
Internet.
Alright, it's the internet. Of course, the thing.
Anything's possible on the internet.
It's true.
I think though, sorry, what I was saying was I love that it allows you to like highlight some of your favorite moments, and it's a good way to let people know like, hey, this was really awesome. So fan art is super appreciated. Jack's character makes me happy in general. Yeah, he's funny. I love that he's like almost like Archer. He's like Archer in the BattleTech universe.
Yeah.
He's such a lovable asshole.
Yeah, he's like, I was talking, it was Christian? Was that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like talking to him, and was like, oh, I'm gonna make this character. Like, what can I make? And I'm gonna make the biggest asshole mech possible. What's the worst thing I could do? Jump jets on the Atlas. I'm like, God, you're a dick.
Yeah. Oh.
You're a dick.
He's like. He just like reminds me in the best.
But like in a very lovable way. I was actually like talking to him about. I was like, oh yeah, I put a lot of time thinking and designing this. I'm like, oh, that's really freaking awesome that you designed like, kind of was like put thought into like what kind of mech would I steal and why would I make it the way it is? And it's like that's pretty cool. The axe too, because like that's a really good like foreshadowing of like fire axe.
What's to come?
Yeah.
God, I wish we had an axe man. Or a hatchet man.
It's the hatchet man, yeah. So I was like, that's cool. Like
technically, I think it falls into this time, but it's not.
Well, no. Tyler dropped it in one of my info, one of my like little searches for sure. One of my contacts definitely dropped the idea of the hatchet man.
The only issue is that a model doesn't exist for it in MechWarrior Online. So sometimes there are mechs that we really want to use,
but we're limited by what
we are exporting and using those models and preparing them to be used in shapeways. So if you're ever wondering why we don't have certain mechs, or like what slows us from printing new ones like all the time, is that it actually takes like a lot of time to get those implemented in shapeways, and sometimes they happen to get implemented and then there are issues with those models, and then we have to go back.
3D printing is wonky and you
them.
can't get all the details. Sometimes they print the wrong limbs and everything gets fucked after that.
Yeah, like our Urbies started having issues, which was really sad. That like 2 Urbies that I tried to get printed failed.
Oh.
And that was depressing.
I love Urbies. Yeah. How did they fail at being Urbies? They're trash cans.
I know, right?
Oh,
did you saw what I made though, Steph, right?
I didn't have a chance to really look through
You didn't see the crotch cannon?
No, I did not see the crotch cannon.
It is my best work yet.
Is it going on your resume, crotch cannon?
Oh yeah. I mounted an AC-20 onto the crotch of an Urbie and removed its arms.
Who piloted that one? Let me guess.
Oh, so that happened, dude, last week?
Yeah,
that was for Zach and Alex.
I was out eating amazing food, so I didn't see it.
Fair. So Zach and Alex had it, but then on top of that, they had a special ability where if there wasn't an Urbie on the battlefield, that Urbie would get placed back onto the battlefield.
Oh.
Little Chub, as it's now known.
Chub, that's adorable.
Yeah.
And horrifying at the same time.
It is.
It's horrible.
It is, yeah, very adorable and horrifying.
So let me pick the freaking color. Let me pick the color. There you go. Thank you. No, not that color. No. Okay.
I'm excited for DFA this week, though. there is going to be one returning villain and one new villain on this episode, and they're going to be
Who
fighting.
did you let get away? The Russian one?
I'll let you guys make your guesses.
I
I didn't say it was even from this season.
Oh shit. God damn it.
But on top of that, they're going to be having a unique. Can we stop hammering light mechs in general? They don't seem to take it well. Yeah, all our.
They aren't meant to, but
Thank
like,
you for the 4 months, Deathglaive.
Thank you. Thanks for the resub. On this lovely Monday afternoon. Wow, Strix looks cool. I would probably really be terrified of being eaten by this creature.
I think Little Chub was terrifying, regardless of the fact that the Renegades have an AC 20. Because whenever there's an AC 20 on the field, like there's always a chance
Use the AC 20.
something going
I
wrong,
understood.
even when it's on a trash can. What do you think the scariest mech is that you've come up against?
The scariest mech? Okay, when I was in the Atlas, the thing that I was most terrified of was the Vindicator at the very end that we had.
Ooh, really?
Because, was it the Vindicator? No, it wasn't. It was a Battle Master. It was something that could jump, and because I had
No,
nothing...
that's the Victor.
It was the Victor. Oh my god, the Victor.
Yeah, it's an assault mech with jump jets.
So I had, if you watch that finale, I had nothing left. I was critical and I had 5 pips left. So I knew I wouldn't survive a DFA.
You were basically an empty shell.
Not only that, my left torso still had missiles in it. And somehow, like, none of them went off. So that was probably the scariest moment for me. The other was the Atlas, I think, probably.
Ooh, everyone's like King Crab.
I
King
didn't
Crab.
get to wrestle the King Crab, so I was very, very displeased. I wanted to hand-to-hand combat and fucking punch the thing. And I didn't get to. But it's fine. It's fine, whatever. It was fine. The King Crab, there's so many cool side abilities that I wish I were a little more wrecked by the King Crab instead of the other mechs.
Hey, I'm with you there.
I wish I
you
got
guys
wrecked.
were totally
I wish
dead.
I got wrecked a little more. Like, I know it's pretty stupid, arrogant thing to say.
Like, oh, I wish this King Crab was scarier.
No, I wish, because I know that thing is fucking scary. Like, it is scary. If you look at, like, the layout, like, what it carries, the loadout on that thing is fucking scary, especially, like, the Starleak era version of that thing. You know how powerful that laser is? It's scarier than mine.
Oh, yeah.
It's scarier than the pulse laser that I carry. Like, that thing will hit you no matter where you are, and it doesn't matter. Like, and it's a laser. Like, no.
Yeah, our light mechs have gotten
Also
totally
because my Atlas started off with doing a one-shot on that fucking catapult. God, that's a horrible thing. It's like, God, you missing beta, aren't you? I'm like, a little bit, yes. One shot to the face.
catapults.
Oh, God, that was a really cool
Their
opening.
cockpits need to be reinforced.
Oh, God, or
seeing a
something.
pattern.
Man, that was brutal. I was like, okay, so I Alpha Strike for no reason, but that's still pretty cool. The Alpha Strike went just a very fantastic, showy overkill, which was really cool. I enjoyed that very much. So yeah, probably Atlases are a little scary to me. Anything with the PPC. Other Griffins.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just remember when Bronze guessed it, she was like, yeah, I saw your mech, and I was like, you're dead. I'm like, why me? God damn it. It's like, I'm the punchy mech. Why didn't you get the other, like, bigger mechs? Like, I don't know, I just saw your exoskeleton thing, and I was like, I'm just gonna kill you.
You guys are pointing out that the King Crab just got really unlucky, which is great because I know the next time we see that King Crab, I will make it hard to hit.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that, okay, yeah, absolutely, please. I painted it so pretty, too. Ugh.
Yep, that's not the last we'll see of the King Crab.
Because now we have a model that is mostly pristine, so of course it's not the last time you're gonna see the King Crab.
Or maybe you'll see 2 King Crabs, who knows?
Oh, God.
This is a fucked up future we
Can
live
you get a
in.
Kintaro so that I can cry?
The Kintaro's here, we just need to paint it.
Oh, really? Shit.
Also,
That thing's a
today,
monster,
our
too.
Highlander's finally showing up.
Oh, gosh.
I'm excited for the Highlander.
Cool.
Also, this week's episode of DFA will be a totally unique battlefield, which I love how weird the battles have been. Like, each battlefield has been pretty distinct for Renegades, which has been really cool.
Yeah, you guys have been playing around with the layouts really great.
And this one's gonna be awesome too, because it's taking place on the planet Hardcore, and it's gonna be a gladiatorial combat style.
Hardcore.
Yes, which is a real
Can
thing.
you-
I didn't even know it was a real thing.
Can you, like, spell it funny, have it say hardcore like parkour, and have people jump around on buildings?
I cannot do that. It's not in my power. Sarnanet has spoken.
Why?
Sarnanet has spoken.
Why? You should have someone who believes it and just does it anyway, because I thought of it.
Ha! If the victor scared her, the Highlander, holy shit. Yeah,
yeah, oh
so
no, I
true.
know. No, I know exactly what that is, and I will stay the fuck away from that thing. I know exactly what that is.
Yeah. Truth though, that is a good point. It's always a unique battlefield on Renegades. Yes, that's actually really true, and I'm really quite excited by that it's been just like, the environment has been such an important factor in every battle. And that's not gonna stop, because I know we've got some other crazy stuff planned. Obviously this week is gonna be insane. And then the following week is also gonna be really weird. Well, not really weird, it's just gonna be new and interesting.
Different.
It will be actually probably more normal in this week, since it won't be a gladiatorial style fight.
Maybe, I want to try doing spaceships in here, because I really suck at spaceships, so I might work on that this week and
Dude!
just do spaceship drawings, and then maybe
If you did a dropship.
Yeah, draw you Jimbo or something.
Or the half pint.
You gotta give me a description of the half pint.
Postal Patriot. Yeah, I feel bad for the GM because he's learning the system. So Chris.
Yeah.
Chris though is a glutton for this. He's like, Chris is the one who's got all the ambition. So I'm backing him up 100% of the way. I agree. Like, it's even more for him to work with, but to me, that's what makes.
He's doing a good job with, like, Battletech is such an immense,
Renegades,
huge universe, but like the fact that he's willing to be like, oh, we can still kind of try this. Maybe I don't know if this will work, and it's great because sometimes you just need to dick around. Sometimes, like the freedom to just dick around is really great. I think.
Yep.
It's a good chance to do that for him. Because whereas like Tyler is literally working on the game and has to know these rules and has to follow them. You have the Renegades who are kind of this little. They're even just this little hodgepodge little lance that's trying to make their way, you know, and, you know, I think they're given the opportunity to be able to dick around a lot, which is fun. Which makes it Firefly, which makes it different and entertaining. I'm
actually always like when I play role-playing games, I prefer to have like small scale stories instead of like world-saving stories. So this is like totally up my alley.
We were never our story, like, you guys understand, we didn't really know what to do on the finale until like 2 months before it happened. Come on.
Yeah.
World saving, not exactly. Just horrid long pasts.
Oh, Lord Cario. Rai, you write stories, just read that you're doing at least 2 for the Kickstarter. That is correct, yes. So I actually went to school and got a bachelor's in creative writing, so my background's always been writing. I worked with Harebrained Schemes for a few years working on Golem Arcana as part of the living lore that they put out for that game, so I actually wrote quite a few stories for Harebrained Schemes. And in my meantime, I've been writing stories basically all my life. In the past 5 years, I've written 5 different novel manuscripts on top of whatever else I've been doing, and I'm always trying to write and work with new things. So working with Open Legend is awesome because it lets me do writing in a new, unique way and have a lot of fun with like a unique world.
Oh shit. That's fine, that works.
Also, Postal Patriot, it would be kind of cool to have someone handle damage for Chris and Tyler so that they didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
But like, there's already so many people
on camera. We can only fit so many people, and that's kind of the reason, you know, why our lances are the size they are. We literally just cannot fit people.
It'd be tough.
Oh shit.
I don't disagree.
But it'd be nice because there's so much, like, you guys seen it, like, there's so much to do.
Also, Lord Cario, if you get a chance to check out Open Legend, I have had the biggest impact on House Nivenalia has been the region that I've written the most about, and also Moondew Watch, so you can check those out. I love being out here because I'm always like, I'm gonna find a way to be out here and be productive.
Tyler for the final Renegade villain, can you?
Tyler is the final villain.
Dude.
We actually have the whole season scheduled out, so we do have a villain for the final episode, and I will not reveal their identity yet. That's all I can say.
Wait, what time is DFA? DFA is 30:22? 25? Do you remember the actual time lane?
Right now, I mean, we're heading into 30:26.
26, see?
Yeah, it's 30:25 right now, and
it's a fun time.
Time is passing.
Time to
quickly.
be alive, man,
It's a great time to be facing certain death.
Yeah, always. I do miss that about Fridays though. Like I got to face death every single week, and it was a very unique experience to face an to RP. So I miss that. I crave my my near-death experiences.
This is interesting. How do you think facing death each week has sort of changed? Has that like affected your role playing in other games?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, how does it affect you as a person?
Bled into me. There's a very definitive like absolution in the way that I see life now a little bit. Like certain things don't matter, certain things do. I feel fighting and living are kind of almost the same thing more and more. I equate like I don't necessarily act into it, but I feel that life is violence, but not in a way that's like about killing people. There's always going to be a fight to live.
There's always a give and take, you know?
Yeah, there's always like living and fighting aren't too far apart anymore. I feel, but it doesn't mean that you go pick fights and do things. It's just like life's a battle, you keep fighting, whatever. That typical thing. But I also feel that I like look at people very differently now.
Oh yeah?
Too, I think so. Like I think about them and I kind of dissect them very differently now. Like I like watching people, and I think human brains are such little puzzles, and I love watching and trying to figure out like my coworkers and other customers, and like figuring out what makes them tick and being right about it. It changes it a little bit. I don't know how to explain that.
Role-playing games definitely, I feel like, are
role-playing
kind of
games in
training you in
general
empathy.
do that, and like, be it being here more often or even playing the character Valravon, it's very interesting. And I'm talking about Bleed for Valravon. Valravon I played as something where like things that I could relate to because I didn't know the lore very well, so I just wanted to make a character that was based around like me, so that I could actually do things that were believable rather than try to be something that I really wasn't in tune with. So if you would ask like, oh, does Valravon's ideals bleed into you? It's like, no, my ideals bled into Valravon.
That
But a little less into the season though, because after a while I was like, okay, no, I know who she is. she's like Vaughn in the Escaflowne movie. What? Zach takes your
What?
You're facing death. You're around your back.
There were. Woo! Oh yeah.
You get killed on shot.
Oswald
Sure, yeah.
Scarsol.
You just you never see us again if we die.
Thank you for the 2 months. You know, someone was saying that they don't know how they feel about the permadeath, but I think permadeath does lend an air of consequence, which really matters.
Strix was talking about her experience with Corpy, that one time she got floored and had like 10 headshots called on her.
Yeah, and when she was flopping around like a fish.
Yeah, it was not like, she had a very interesting dissecting moment over the weekend about what it was like to like be that close and what it made her feel. It was really interesting. And same with like when Bronze was guessing on part of the finale, it's like part of the quietness that happens is because like taking into account the seriousness of the situation and realizing like, you know, it is just a game, but when you're in a character and you know you're gonna die, it affects how reckless you're gonna want to be. It also affects your character, like off the battlefield too, like how you actually feel about death. Like, oh, but that one time you can't just do that. Extension of self, kind of, yeah. So it's just like some of my ideals and bonds and flaws into this universe. That's what I mean, kind of like the bleed through.
Yeah. And I think it really works for the BattleTech world, you know?
Because if I need to play a character that that I can understand and relate to and have good, believable gut reactions, I want to have some sort of me in there, but being able to grow in the world is going to be easy.
And honestly, I think just from my own experience, you know, I played on a roleplay server for Neverwinter Nights, which is essentially D&D in video game form. And there was permadeath, and so after 2 years, my character died, and that was an incredible experience. And I would not trade that for the world. I would love for more people to have that experience.
Yeah. It's so strange to like, you know.
It is an absolute loss.
It's
You're
it's
losing a
different
person.
than like characters being knocked out, even in games. Even they make jokes about, you know, D&D and like tear up your character sheet. Like it actually is a very legitimate experience. Even if you're just tearing apart a character sheet, like you are having a very unique experience.
Absolutely. I do not think we can have the Blackhawk on Death from Above. I'm sorry. Because it's a clan mech.
Oh yeah, no we don't want clan mechs, sorry.
If I could find a way, I would. I also saw some other good comments in here that I wanted to get to. And the cool thing, at least, about like this show being permadeath and other shows not being, is that you still get the non-permadeath as well.
Yeah. I don't know where my camera is, or this is the very first time I'm actually not oriented to like where the front is anymore. It's like slowly sidled away from it. Oh, double heat sinks. Yeah, we're talking about that. Like how we can redo the game.
I don't know. Unofficial variants? Ooh.
Yes, the Black Hawk is down. Is that follow?
Is that Govma? Govma? Did I get that right? Thank you for the follow.
Cool, thank you.
Any interest in unofficial mech variants for DFA? I'm not sure. We're definitely using variants right now, but I don't know if we're using any well, yeah, we're probably using unofficial ones right now in Renegades, if I had to guess. But that's kind of up to the GM, depending on what they're looking for. So it's not like we're not open to them, but I'm not sure if it's something that I would know. Like, I don't know if it's something like we're actively seeking necessarily, but it does come into play. Also, just want to say, Lord Cario, thanks for the kind words earlier. Yeah, I don't know. Having Viking last track damage, it's an interesting idea. I don't know if that's the best solution.
She is pretty bored back there. She's not drilling stuff. So it could be a possibility. You can always ask her to see how she feels.
A jump-capable king crab. Well, now you have my interest. Now, if you say, do we have interest in jumping king crabs? Answer is yes, of course.
Yeah, but it can only jump 5 feet. It's so heavy.
Like, what if it's like a 1 hex jump? It's only 1 hex.
It could literally, it would literally have to drop most of its weapons and then do that. You know what I mean? Like the weight capacity. Like even with my, we found out later that my Griffin was like over the armor limit apparently. Like some part of it was.
Yeah. So
like there's a certain point where you can break the game, but then like kind of take into account there's certain like little like. I don't know, jumping king crab. We could see. It could be okay. So it could just be the thing where it can do that, but the chances to explode are 50-50. You should do it that way.
Whatever, there's plenty of armor on those legs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
fine.
No,
you should have it where, like, literally, if it does it, the risk is a 50-50 chance to explode because it takes so much power to jump.
Oh yeah, maybe it's a 50-50 chance you explode, Steph.
What?
Yeah, that's right. Every time the king crab jumps, Valravon's Griffin has a chance of just breaking apart. Is somebody
a little sore about like not having a jumping king crab? Oh my god! I didn't think I hit a sore spot.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
You're telling me to make a king crab explode?
Hey, I'm letting you have it jump. I'm just giving you a way out for anybody who wants to argue with you about it. That's all.
I think Nate's got the right idea. Just take all the armor off the king crab and put a bunch of jump jets. Won't live long, but it will jump.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's not a bad idea either, because I just want to see king crab like turn someone into mech dust. That's all.
No, I'm saying 50% chance to explode is way more hilarious.
All right,
but something it would take a certain amount of damage, heat damage, something it would gain a certain amount of heat, whatever you want to do to make it more exciting. I think a 50-50 chance to explode would be hilarious.
And what if when it explodes, it still damages nearby mechs?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
okay, boom.
Yes. Who says you couldn't damage? I didn't say no AOE. What the fuck? Of course you could.
We're designing the most fucked up, scary.
Of course it's gonna damage other people. Why wouldn't? It's a diva mech. That's what it is.
Yes.
I was watching all these Mythbusters for Overwatch, and there's this really funny video of like it's in the Ilos well. And Diva jumps in, and it's like over the well, she's sending in her suit, and then this Roadhog jumps out of nowhere down the well and hooks the armor and takes it down with him and saves the entire team.
Nate just said, this isn't broken at all.
What? No. Never.
Nate should, see guys, Nate said it. He knows more about Battletech than I do. So if Nate said it, totally not sarcastically, then it's canon, it's valid, it's
also,
it's real.
Sarcasm on the internet, so I'm assuming it's not sarcastic anyway.
I'm assuming it's 100%. serious comment that it's not broken.
You've ruined everything.
Boom.
Ah, shit. Wrong thing.
That will have to be on the episode with the 2 king crabs, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, oh my god.
So, like, one will be, like, codename Dungeness, and one will be codename Snow, I guess. Like, it has to be.
Dungeness? Yes, that'd be amazing. Please. Oh my god, please. I want that to happen so bad, Dungeness. Oh my god. That'd be awesome.
Man, now I'm really excited to see people get slaughtered by king crabs again. It's been too long! It's been too long.
Slaughter.
Also, I want to bring the crab into DFA, but that's on the list of things that take time. But it's totally possible, so one day we will see the crab as well. So we can have like little baby crabs and then big crabs. Oh my god, we should have a queen crab.
Oh my god.
Queen crab. That's gonna happen.
I'll even take some Sculpty and make a big crown like an Aliens for it too, dude. I will give it a hat. I will give it a hat so that you know it's queen.
It will actually have like a crown?
Yeah, like the one in Aliens, like an alien queen crown. That would be cool.
I love it. Also, Mal, reminding us, Steph must be painting a Strix. That's correct, Steph is painting a Strix.
I'm painting a Strix.
Okay, this is the weirdest question. Rye, if Val could have any other mech, what should she take? I don't know. Why don't you ask Val?
I would take.
Why are you asking me, Postal Patriot? I'm not
Actually,
the
I
pilot.
don't know. I really like my Griffin. My Griffin's a monster. I didn't get a chance to use the squeezy arm. I was very, very sad. At least Kosuke is still alive. That asshole. Shit. God, that mech is so ridiculous.
You did get to throw Irbies in an Atlas, though.
I did get to throw no, being in the Atlas was great, and then I told Nate, hey, guess what happened to your Atlas? He's like, what? The paint's gone.
Yup.
Your horrible paint job is gone now. You're welcome.
Thank you. Reptar7722, thank you for that follow!
Oh, thanks for the follow! This is a Bull Tilt where we hang out in VR and draw and just, chat and get to know everybody.
It was Reaper.
Reaper!
Reaper.
I'm good. Alright, I gotta
I can read that.
I gotta do something about this. Alright.
Just look it up and say it.
Yeah. My eyes cannot handle this, even with their enhanced glasses technology.
Okay, I'm gonna switch it over here so you guys can see the wings that we're doing.
I just read the names I want to be on there now.
Rai the whatever guy.
You get new names now. Thanks for following.
We're gonna have a Rai bot that just gives everybody new names.
Well, okay, so this is interesting. Nate points out that the Griffin's probably the best mech for Val, which I
Yes.
think that's
Yes.
hard to disagree with. But someone else just pointed out that you could have the second version of the Griffin. So maybe it's time for a Griffin upgrade.
Could. We'll play around with it. There's a lot of things that can happen for the next season, for sure. But I genuinely love that Griffin that I have because the armor, I have so much armor and I can run so fast
Yep.
that nothing will generally hit me, and also sets me up for really, really big charges. So, she, like, the way I try to play Powerbomb as
Whoa!
Subscriber.
I really like that style of dancing.
Thanks. There was Gangnam Style, and then there's Rai Rai Style.
See, you've been studying, haven't you?
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that subscription. Holy crap!
What was it?
We are.
Where is it? Where is
First
it?
of all,
Where
we
is
are
it?
3 away. Oh, we gotta go back into chat and read it.
Where is it? Where is it? Questing Bear?
Questing Bear!
Questing Bear.
That's a great name,
Cool.
Questing Bear. Thank you so much.
Thank
Welcome
you.
aboard the Yojimbo. This is HyperRPG, hyperactive, interactive, community-driven Twitch channel built by you. Seriously, all the tips, bits, subscriptions, follows, love, chat, all that helps us make this possible
Yeah, so
every
we can
day.
hang out with you. Literally, the reason why we're here is you guys. Just all your follows, all your subscriptions, just even hanging out in chat, lurking, like being
Seriously,
here, just being here is just really freaking awesome.
Just having the conversations, like, is awesome. I love that this show.
So I can have someone to remind me exactly what I said that one time.
Yeah.
So lurkers or not, by all means, glad that you guys are here. I need someone to remind me about what I just done on the internet, so it lives forever.
This show gets to be like its own mini honesty hour where we talk about serious issues, funny issues, things going on at the channel.
Oh, yeah,
and
we
then
had a really nice
Steph
time, yeah.
makes sick art. So.
And you guys need to be a part of it and kind of see what it's like to kind of learn and be challenged by some new things sometimes. It really is kind of hard.
Love it. And Questing Bear's title I just saw was Resident Audio Social Captain. That's awesome.
Very awesome.
Yeah, 7 months!
Yeah, thanks for the resub!
Have you slept yet? You should get some sleep or something. Maybe like we'll take a nap on these couches for our sleep stream. If we sleep, it should be on stream, and that's the only time we're allowed to sleep.
Oh god.
That's the rules.
That you just made up so we could all die together. Thanks. Thanks, Ryan.
It will be a glorious end!
I sleep, I die, I sleep again!
I sleep again!
Sleep, I die, I sleep again.
Everyone gets such cool sounding jobs. Heck yeah, man. Yo, Jimbo's got great jobs. You might be a spa detective. Who knows what you'll be?
Spa detective.
You're already a Couch Warrior 3000 though, so you've already got a pretty solid one. You're getting into some spaces now, right?
Big Bird! Oh god, so big. So big.
Social sleeping, yeah.
Social sleeping.
Let's bring it back, guys.
That was college. That was like, let's get drunk and sleep on the floor. We packed 6 people into a single room once.
You don't need to be in college to get drunk and sleep on the floor.
That's true.
You just need to never
I just do that.
get out of that state of mind.
I just do it. Rai the enabler guy. You don't need to. Just do it. Okay. Follow your heart.
I didn't say you should do it. I just said.
No, yeah. Just follow your heart, whatever that is.
Woo! Yeah, 2 months. Zhao Yun 75. You are doing it right, and I want to reiterate a great point I heard last week, which is, it's not about how long you've been
Quality, guys.
a thumper. It's all about the quality. Though, hey, you can be, if you got the length and the quality, then boom, solid gold.
Oh.
Wait, you can go to college and not sleep on floors? Right.
Sure.
Seems like we colleged wrong. I mean, it's a hypothetical. I believe it's theoretically possible. That
Well, are you gonna do what people tell you? Or you're gonna do your own thing.
I only sleep on ceilings, bro. That would be cool.
See, the coffee's finally kicking in, I think.
I guess so. I think it's the dancing.
You can sleep on ceilings, bro.
It was the dancing and the crotch thrusting. It was
there
the
you go.
upward, the blood.
The invigorating crotch thrusting. Yes,
The
we're
blood
very
flowed.
familiar with that on this channel.
This is a dangerous thing to say, but the blood flowed up, I think, through my legs, back into the rest of my body, restoring my brain and vocal capabilities.
Sure. That's how blood works. Yes, sure.
Right?
Yes.
It just pools in your feet if you don't start dancing. That's
Follow
why you
your
guys
heart.
should dance
Follow your
every
heart.
day. Also, we're three away from a Steam Key giveaway. That's awesome.
Fuck yeah, guys. Awesome.
That's a good-
3 subs away, and you can give something back to the community with no effort at all. It's gonna be so great.
Also, can I just say it's still morning? I still feel like it's morning.
Me too.
It's morning,
I just
right?
woke up. I just woke up.
What? It's 4:14. It's
I just
morning.
woke up. Sorry, guys. I don't know where you're from, but I just woke up.
I'm all screwed up. These time changes, the time zones, they mess you up.
Oh, yeah, you're out in Boston. That's right. That makes sense, yeah. Yeah.
They mess you up.
They mess you up. Oh, shit.
Length and quality, I was talking about subscribers, Mal. Strictly subscribers.
Strictly subscribers. Oh, shit.
I kept expecting Emily and Rai to accidentally stream social sleeping the night they refused to stop playing games until Zach nearly passed out. I don't even remember that night. Like, so many late nights here, are completely wiped from my memory because I think we were so, deliriously tired.
I mean, i.e. they love you guys so much.
Yeah, we're having fun. Oh man, that night that we got a couple raids. It was 1:30 a.m. We're like, oh god, can't stop playing speedrunners. Oh yeah, the pumpkin waffles! Those are so good. Whew. I got excited thinking about pumpkin waffles.
Pumpkin things, particular pumpkin things. I'm not a big pumpkin fan, but I love good pumpkin things.
It was legitimately made of pumpkin though. It wasn't just pumpkin spice.
Oh no, I believe it. Yeah.
Malika made it, so you know it's the bomb.
It's the bomb. Heck yeah. So good.
All right, I sat down on this couch with the dream of accomplishing one thing on my computer today.
Has it happened?
And I'm almost there, guys.
How are you?
All I want to do is share the trivia document for this week because we're doing the Spielberg universe.
Spielberg!
Yeah, so
Fuck
everything
yeah.
is up for grabs. That's like a ton of movies, first of all.
Yeah.
And then, like, think how many actors that touches. Like, you just have a Tom Hanks section. We got E.T., we got Jaws, we got Indiana Jones, and we got a million other things. Yo, Mitch! 7 months!
What, really?
With the Mitch love.
Intense little man. I miss that guy. I miss him so much. That's another thing I miss from DFA is the rest of the Marauders. I do miss them. So I got to see Strix last night. I'm like, Strix, I miss you. Miss you so much.
I know, I do. I miss... Well, now it's like, I don't get to see you guys as much.
No!
So it's just like...
I don't know what Connor went to freaking Ireland, but then he made his XCOM, like, team.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you too, huh, buddy? Yeah, you too. That was great. I was like, oh.
Oh, Mitch's Hyper RPG baby is almost ready to be born. That's a really good point. And thanks for shaming Nate into subbing.
Ah, is that what happened?
Yeah, apparently.
That works.
Don't worry, guys. Everyone's favorite one-eyed Lord Commander will be back.
Now one-handed Lord Commander. God knows what we're gonna do with that. That's gonna be
one-handed.
hilarious. There's gonna be all the jokes. He'll never live it down. We'll never let Lord Commander live it down.
You just need to be dyed purple now somehow.
What?
What?
Kind of like the one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater.
Oh. Oh, is that a people eater?
But now
He's a
the
cigar eater.
one-eyed, purple, smoking people killer.
People killer. There you go.
He is a people killer.
More accurate.
It's true. Oh, it was the other way around. Sorry. I apologize. It was Nate who guilted Mitch. Okay.
Oh.
Excellent either way.
I believed either story.
Here at Hyper RPG,
Sorry.
we love all your support, especially when it involves guilting people to subscribe to our channel.
Which we love, because now you can do it easier than ever because of Twitch Prime, so you should totally do it. Guilt everybody you know with an Amazon account.
When you guilt them into it, you're like only
it.
giving them all this awesome content. So.
Yeah, exactly. And they get to be part of things and do
They get to
awesome
throw
things.
sharks in chat. Like, there, sold. You want to know why? You get Sharky. All you need is Sharky.
Also, you guys make the Catless happen, so...
True. Catless did happen, and
Catless did
Axis
happen.
happened.
And Axis, yeah, all the things happen because of you. Oh yeah, and throwing it out there, once we start getting new mechs, can we talk about like the new Marauder mechs? Like if we get new Marauder mechs and people can choose paint jobs and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if, hopefully we'll get new Marauders eventually, like the new version of the mechs. Everything is so thrashed. If you guys
We're working on it.
donate, you can donate.
There's
enough-
$80 left, I think, on the new catapult, if I remember.
There you go.
Let me
So,
double
yeah, we
check.
need a new one. Those guys just keep getting their cockpits removed. I wonder why. By what? Yeah, if you guys, same with the new Griffin, you guys can donate on watching paint dry and do up a color scheme, and I for
Steph's
sure
gonna be on watching paint dry!
and I for sure am gonna paint that for sure, because the Griffin that I have with the exoskeleton was based off chat voting, so I can make some pretty damn cool things happen. So
Hell yeah.
let me do the cool things.
Also,
do the cool things.
thanks for the shark attack, guys.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. I love Left Shark so much.
It just makes me happy, just to see.
All the sharks.
Mm-hmm.
All the sharks.
They are a joy to behold. I don't know what that accent is.
I don't either.
But
I'm
it
not gonna
happened.
think- I'm not gonna think about it because it makes me it hurts.
Guys, and exciting news. This weekend I got a new notebook for writing notes in. So right now I'm planning, a novel that I'm going to be submitting to Tor in here, which I'm very excited about.
Ooh.
And it's going to be awesome.
I give this owl like really nice little tassets of hair, and I want to give her more hair because it needs to be kind of like a heartbeat, with their long hair.
Wait, someone just asked Alien ZX, what's watching paint dry? Watching paint dry
Ooh.
is our Wednesday 4 p.m. mech painting show where we repair and paint the mechs that we destroy and order in 3D print for Death from Above. And if you don't know what Death from Above is, oh boy, this is the best part.
This is the best part, yeah.
Death from Above is a crazy show where we 3D print these mechs, have them battle, have their pilots roleplay, Oh, lower. There we go. And like they do the smashy.
The smashy.
There's role playing.
Which,
There's
wow,
permadeath.
that's great. That's great. That's a great word. I'm using that next time.
Yes.
Smashy, sexy.
It's like okay. Sometimes it's like Firefly with robots. Sometimes it's like Game of Thrones with robots. But either way, we fight with mechs and we destroy them with hammers and power tools.
And you guys pretty much get a donate.
Friday night.
And it's pretty much the battles are pretty much like that plus Hunger Games. You guys pretty much get to help us win or help us get wrecked. And it's super fun. It's really, really fun.
I'm team get wrecked.
Yeah, team get wrecked. Always team chaos. Whatever, man. But it's really, really fun.
Yes.
When you do donations, we hear it in the intercom as like a robot voice, and it's great. So you can write haikus to us. You can troll us so hard. It's amazing.
I love it when they.
It's one of my favorite things
when they just mess with you guys.
Yeah, we love it. We
brings...
like character-wise, like I don't want to die, but I really love those haikus. You guys are so amazing.
Yeah. Dude, Prosperous Guard's got mad.
God, yeah, mad poetry skills. Holy shit.
Respect. It's a ton of fun. It's on at 6 p.m. PT every Friday night. Right now we are doing Death from Above Renegades, which is very much in the vein of Firefly, like I mentioned earlier.
And it's a good intro to BattleTech too, just because we've modified some of the things to like make it easier to watch in a way, because it's a really it's a high tactics game, pretty much robot chess with craps, and it's really, really enjoyable to watch on screen. You participate with the community and do really, really fun things. And also these freaking mechs are huge, like you saw them, it's ridiculous.
Yes, and they're huge. God, they're so cool. We basically have like the coolest toys ever.
Yeah. And it's played on this gigantic 4x8 war table, and we just like, bleh. Smashy.
Yeah, and this week it's gonna be interesting on hardcore. We'll see what happens. Let the games begin.
We do some pretty cool stuff too. We had an entire Mad Max themed planet.
Oh, Extra, thanks for the bits. Here we go.
You.
Let's see. There it is.
Is it gonna make
Boom!
it?
Yeah!
Team empty.
Team full though. Team full.
Team full? Oh.
Sorry, I'm team full. You can be team empty.
I'm okay with empty.
I respect you enough.
There needs to be death for there to be life again.
That's right.
So I will be that person. I'm a fall person anyway. I'm just a crow. I just want shiny things and death. That's all I want.
That's like basically the greatest bio. Like if you're like had to
Shiny
introduce
things
yourself
and
at
death?
parties, I like shiny things of death.
Yeah, no, it's true though.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, I'm just a crow. I gotta get along with people. I don't really like people. Like, no, me neither. I'm just a crow.
Just a crow.
Just a crow.
You know, I enjoy picking their entrails from their bones, but yeah, besides that, not
You have beautiful eyes. I wonder how they taste. I've never said that to a person in introduction, okay? Like, that's just me being an ass. Not that terrible.
Someone just said, so Lord Commander's missing a hand, but does Talon still have his stick?
Yes, he does!
Oh.
He will always have the stick. That is always the answer. The answer is yes.
Oh dang, I just realized our cup runneth over. Thank you, Team Full.
Open the windows to heaven and...
I could see you in a Hatchet Man though, you know.
Oh, I know, yeah.
I can see that.
Definitely.
And it's totally possible if the model existed.
Yeah. I'm still having a lot of fun, like, fully customizing that Griffin. I think since that Griffin is it's kind of customized to the show, like,
Yeah.
I love it. Also because, like, I made it on the Wikipedia page.
That's sweet.
So I kind of want to just keep running with Coach J for a while.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, for this season, for season 2, I think we definitely need to make sure. Oh, X-Year breaking it up. Nuh-uh, miss, get out of here.
Oh, did he make it?
He got it.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool though. But still, Team Full.
Whatever. Now you can start again.
Alicus.
I give your life purpose. It's Team Empty.
Ooh, thank you, Alicus, for the bits. Okay, my two things that I really want. Ooh, Turtle Boom. Love your name. Thanks for the follow.
Thank you for the follow.
This is Hyper RPG. This is Full Tilt. Steph is making an amazing 3D Strix. That is like an owl monster.
Owl beast that loves to eat children.
Loves to eat children.
Actually, she has kind of like the story behind Lilith, kind of the feminine blood drinker and monster of children. So, that's kind of interesting.
I always love that. There's so many commonalities in mythology. It's almost like we all came from the same place long ago or something.
And are afraid of the same goddamn things.
Yep.
Holy fucking shit. Nope, not what I wanted. Whatever.
Just like you can't have life without death, you can't have full without empty. Oh, and a moose!
I give you purpose!
Oh, nice. That was your ad watching money. Whoa, cool. Your ad watching bits. Nice. Thank you. That's true, guys. You can watch ads with Twitch. It's called Twitch RPG, which is like the worst name ever.
What?
But it is essentially just you can check it out, watch some ads, and they give you bits, which then you can throw at us or anywhere else.
That's
on
pretty
Twitch.
cool. It's like a farming game, pretty much.
All right. Good night, Alien ZX. Hopefully we see you
Good night.
again. Thanks for hanging
Thanks
out.
for hanging out.
That's how you clear a cup. Sure. Very well. Very well.
Oh yeah, I know what I was gonna add. Ooh, what was that?
Aridin SC, can't wait for Vanquish tonight. Dude, you and me both. The confrontation we've all been waiting for.
Oh
past
yeah, what's
future.
Valiant? What's Valiant? Tell me what Valiant is.
All right, so Vanquish is based on Valiant Comics, which is an awesome superhero line of comics that have been kicking tons of ass in the last 10, 15, 30 years. I mean, they've been around for a while, but they've really risen to prominence, and they're doing awesome stuff, great stories. You should check out those comics.
And we are the pretty much the only people doing a cool comic book RPG. So if you're a fan of comics,
yeah.
or like seeing crazy things happen to these maybe heroes that we're trying to
Could
see,
be heroes
if
one
we're
day.
like trying to really think they're heroes, I don't know.
What's
I
up,
don't
Cheryl?
know.
Welcome.
Oh hey! Some update Aphrodite.
Also, Aridin SC.
Yeah.
I wish everyone knew how to say your name.
Arrogance. It's arrogance.
Nope.
SC is the, isn't it like?
It's Aridin SC.
SC is like, what? It's not part of the actual pronunciation, if I understand right. Arrogance.
While we're at it, what show is Cheryl in? Cheryl is one of our cast members for Shadowrun Corporate Sins. You can check her out every Wednesday, 6 p.m. PT. Shadowrun, of course, if you didn't know. I shouldn't say of course, you might not know. Of course, no one knows everything. So, that was a confusing way of saying Shadowrun Corporate Sins is a cyberpunk RPG future where things have gone kind of wrong. Evil corporations control a lot of the world,
And
and
where
it's
do
up
they
to people
control?
like...
And where do they control? They control Seattle. So if you ever wanted to dabble around and screw around with our city, you should join. You should actually, if you subscribe, be part of that metagame, and you can literally rewrite, like, just write your own history.
That's true. So
Pretty
it's really cool. There's two components there that you're touching on. So yeah, show is awesome. Seattle is a mess. Shadowrunner's got to do the dirty work. And also there's a corporate war that I GM. So if you want to join a corporation and you want to do espionage, you want to open a robotic keg manufacturing plant, you want to
Go to space, conquer the frontier
Yeah,
that is
go
not
to
even
space.
talked about in the game.
go to Mars, even though it's like kind of a shithole. That's up to you guys.
Come to Mars for adventure. Stay because you died here. Do you follow Sarcastic Rover? You should follow Sarcastic Rover.
I have not read Sarcastic Rover.
It's a great Twitter feed. It's
True.
a great photo. Like it's like come to Mars for adventure. Stay because you died here. I love it.
What's up, anxiety ridden? By the way, that's true. It is about more than Seattle. They go all over.
Yeah.
And we are doing an election right now, so anyone who wants to take place in that, subscribers may send us videos, get elected to become Seattle's governor, and you could be featured
I have to like be
in an upcoming special episode of Shadowrun Corporate Sins. So that's cool. That's a great way for you guys to become part of the show and have terrible things happen to you, probably, to be honest. So.
Bloodshot comes out on Wednesday. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Cool comic stuff. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so you read books, not comics. I'm kidding. Is there any comics that you like personally that is like for you specifically?
Well, I've read so few comics.
Okay.
Like, the thing is, it's like, I don't, I like film, I like comics, but like, as a writer, it's most valuable for me most of the time to make sure that I'm also reading books. And
Yeah,
they take a lot of my
absolutely.
time,
Oh, yeah,
which I
absolutely.
don't have that much of. Not that I don't get inspired from comics or film either, but
Yeah.
there is something.
So what are name like two, 3 comics that really inspired you? Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be like. It has to be like.
Saga.
Now, huh?
Saga.
Saga, good.
100%.
Awesome.
Saga was awesome, is awesome, and like definitely as someone who loves fantasy narratives, makes me think about many of the ways that like magic and fantasy is underutilized.
I really love how that story handles magic in the sci-fi.
Yes, because they use magic to create awesome story moments and reveal character, which like that to me is the essence of good writing, whether it's a visual, visual-based narrative or not. Like, to me, if you have things there to be cool, that's great. But when they can be cool and also do stuff with themes and characters and do, double, triple the work, that's when I get excited as a writer. I'm like, damn, that was so smart. I want to be smart like that with my writing.
Smart writing, for sure.
I did read the first issue of 7 to Eternity.
I've not read that one.
Which was really cool.
Cool.
That has, I think, a lot of promise, but this is the first one, so who knows?
That's cool.
Yep. But honestly, Calvin and Hobbes, that's a classic. That one I can say I've read a ton of.
Zitz is one of my favorite ones growing up. For no
yeah,
reason.
Everyone's got those like 90s
cartoons. I really love how awkward it is, but how true to life it wound up being. Like no matter what, I could reference like Zitz as kind of a growing up comic for me.
Zitz got it right.
Zitz got growing up right. Like got adolescence and got the adulting right. Like I love how like I always can find the PDA couples that are just like hooked to the hip all the time, in line ordering coffee. I'm like, are you gonna share the cup?
Me.
No, do I have to give you everything in one cup? Do you even need a separate cup? You're just gonna share it off of your spine anyway. So what am I supposed to do? It's very, I absolutely love Zitz growing up. That's like probably my favorite Sunday comic. Non Sequiturs has a really cool art style that I really enjoyed too.
There you go. Good stuff. Honestly though, besides that, I can't really say.
Yeah, no, me neither. I'm not that into
too many comics have been a big part of my life.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. Like, I think it would be better for me to be more well-rounded, but I'm like, yo, Cormac McCarthy ain't gonna read himself, and if you're not giving 100% of your mind to Cormac McCarthy, it's like the words mean nothing to you. So, that's where I'm at right now. I'm reading The Crossing right now, which is very good if you're into westerns.
Yeah, I'm just keeping the spectator goggle just because I keep switching around so you guys actually see the thing as I'm working. But this is like the first day I've been so turned around in VR, like I forget where like the front is. So is this owl going to have a library? Probably. I'll find a cool way to do that. I'll give her a necklace of tomes.
Yes. I'm into that.
Did I ever tell you about the King Crow myth that my friends and I made up for our friend's 3-year-old?
Yes, but you should tell it again.
So King Crow is the Deus Ex of our friends, like kids, kind of way he deals with anxiety and stories. So he dreams of these characters. Like we have this gigantic cat named Raz, who's like extremely powerful, but he has to constantly be reminded who he is and how he can be strong. And there's this horse named Baxter. that is extremely like anxious and like likes to talk about feelings, but he feels he's being ignored or he can't talk about his feelings. You have to go, hey Baxter, like tell me what's wrong. So it's like kind of a coping mechanism in story time for him. So one of the King Crows is King Crow will always come save you, but for a price, and she loves treasures. So one of the things that I made up for him was that King Crow's treasure is a crown of stars that she uses to see everything. So at nighttime, in the night sky when the sun is gone, that's King Crow.
I love
King Crow's the blackness, and the crown of stars is how she sees everything. So yeah, and so one of the things like lots of jewels and like I would imagine like the crown of stars not necessarily just being stars with like jewels and stuff, but like mids and sizes and epic things. So she'd probably have necklaces of books and scrolls.
I love myths. There's such great ways to tell stories, and it always makes me wonder, every time like I think about ancient myths, I think about like what people or things or actions in our own time will become like mythological. Like I guess we already have like the founding fathers when you like think of like myths. Like really like they're like people who have like become more representative of like stories.
Ideals and also
or
the
ideals, yeah.
Because we actually have a very skewed idea of how history actually
Sure,
happens,
and same
even
I'm
our
sure,
own, like
Same with I'm sure a lot of like ancient myths as they could have been, based on
if you
some
look
person.
at the old kings and like warriors of China, like Guanyong, and like there's like a lot of really cool, amazing stories that are like partial. It's folklore heroes. They also become. Like, I think that's kind of what presidents kind of become folklore heroes. I mean, not only that, like we even use them to become folklore heroes, like Abraham Lincoln, like Vampire Hunter.
That's true. You can just
Right?
mash them up.
Yeah,
too.
and you mash him up, and he is technically a folklore. It's a folklore by that point. Like even without the vampire hunter thing, like what they accomplished is more of an idea of a folk hero and doing good. Which they did. Like it's bouncing. Well, pissing off the crow will cause you to get a bad rap. The crows will remember you, and it's great because you can actually, like when they were breeding, I can always hear the attack call. So like I don't know the crows at the zoo. So they attacked me. They tried to attack me at one point, but all you have to do, really, when you hear the call and you start seeing them swoop down, you just look at them because they don't like mammal faces, and they'll just
Really?
they'll stop and they'll fly back and they'll just keep yelling at you.
So they get freaked out by human.
Oh
like,
yeah.
faces?
So like looking at them kind of makes them really nervous. They'll just keep like kind of looking at you, just because it's an evolution. It's an evolution for like not liking mammal predator faces when they stare at you.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
So
if
if you hear this warning call and you know something's gonna die, you just like look at them. Stare at them and they'll just like, oh, I'm sorry. Usually it works. I'm not gonna say that it's the foolproof thing, but so far it still works. They haven't gotten afraid of it yet. Not the ones here. Pro tips, man. Pro tips. I don't know what
Yeah, so if you're ever scared of
If you hear them cry, you can tell the rallying call of a dive about to happen, so. Fun times. Not really.
what is this? Diana Warrior Princess is an RPG that views the 20th century with the accuracy that the Xena folks had with ancient Greece. That's
What?
awesome! What?
Really?
I
Cool.
love that. Also, I love Robert Jordan, and I'm all about Wheel of Time, so that's probably why I'm influenced to think about myths the way I do. Oh, you guys are totally hitting two awesome things. Oh man, I would love to do a Wheel of Time RPG. Maybe I
Oh,
should add that
yeah.
to my like life's goals.
To
Wheel of
make
Time
or
RPG.
run one.
That'd be sweet.
Oh shit, wrong way.
Nice. People are filling out the submissions for Trivia Hop
It's
Spielberg.
gonna be great!
Woo-woo.
Do you know your guests yet, or? Kinda
Yes,
meh?
so we have some of our guests locked down. We're gonna have Rom, Com, and Farrington Empire Skyping in, and Zach is going to be a contestant.
Whoa, what? Oh,
And Sally's
Fender.
gonna be a co-host. What kind of craziness is
yeah,
this?
Yeah, Sally's hilarious. I miss her face.
Oh my gosh, you do need to finish the Wheel of Time. I actually really like Brandon Sanderson, and I really appreciate him coming on board to finish the series. Because it's really tragic that Robert Jordan died, but the story was slowing down a ton. And you know what you know what Brandon woo, AJ's in here.
You just talked
Whoa.
about Wheel of Time.
Yes, Brandon Sanderson
Oh, God.
is really good at being efficient and quick with his prose, and he like distilled a huge story into, I think, a pretty satisfying end. Even though he didn't get all the character voices exactly the same, that's okay. He's not Robert Jordan, and it's good that he didn't try to imitate him completely.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's good
Yeah.
to know your limits as a writer and an artist.
He had 3 books to finish it up. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be 1 to start. Can you
This is
believe that?
AJ!
Hey, AJ! He's gonna be on
I
Vanquish!
hear his voice over here.
Yeah, I just heard Wheel of Time had to come running.
Yeah, of course.
All the way from HBS. by
Yeah, I
the
just-
way.
Yeah.
So he just heard it and he's fucking right over here. He knew.
So my big thing about Bryan Sanderson, you can definitely tell he has favorite characters, though.
Yeah,
Because of the 3, I like Matt and Perrin most.
sure.
Bryan Sanderson really loves Matt. You can
Wait,
tell
you're
that.
saying Robert Jordan didn't love Matt?
No, not nearly to the level that Bryan Sanderson did.
Alright, okay.
But he doesn't like Perrin, and you can tell that very explicitly.
Yeah.
That's my only complaint about it.
That's
Otherwise,
Hey man, we had to read a whole book about Perrin.
this is true.
There's like, which book is it that's like only 48 hours of actual time passes in an 800-page book?
Is
Like
where's
that's
my
where
found-
things break down.
Where's my fail? Where's my
I
fail?
don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if Zach wasn't thinking Claudia was good enough. I think there's gonna be a fun chemistry.
No, we think Claudia is awesome.
Most things about the chemistry, it's same with me. I can't host the show by myself.
Don't
And
let
having-
Minker troll you.
Oh no! But still, like I like Sally and I like Claudia. It's a thing where like they both are cool. So trolling or not, like they're both cool people, and like, part of it is chemistry.
Yeah, I think the chemistry's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be such a snark fest. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah. So interesting. So how did you feel when the series wrapped up and you like finished that last page? Like, what was that feeling you were left with?
Finally. I started reading those books when I was 12 years old.
Oh my god, I started reading those books. Okay, it was 5th grade, so
That's about the same age.
shit, yeah, that's like 12.
Yeah, I remember I started that and I started Game of Thrones at the same time.
Wow.
And so I'm actually still angry with George R.R. Martin.
You're like, at least Robert Jordan finished the series somehow.
Post-mortem.
And wrote way more books. I don't know, but like I don't really even compare them. Like I know people will always like try to pick favorites. They're like totally different flavors of fantasy.
Oh yeah, completely different. Like, I feel like Jordan did far more high fantasy, where you think of the class like magic and sorcery, while you talk about Game of Thrones, it's much more political fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
It's rooted in some amount of realism, but
Oh my
I'm
God,
gonna put realism in
I'm gonna
quotes.
go on a rant on that one day.
Yeah, I'm like, I have mixed feelings about that.
I can go on a rant for like a half hour on that. But Jordan felt a little bit different because he went on so many different tangents and he has so many different characters that had their own arcs that were not tied. That the problem was that it just felt like you wanted to hear their stories more than the overarching, the end of the world's coming, which is kind of the core plot of most fantasies these days.
Where mostly it's like, I just want to read about like whose bedchambers Matt snuck into this time. Or snuck out of.
And shout out to Dark Fox, thank you for the compliment. I always worry every week whether or not I'm going to come back. Sometimes.
Hey, you're back.
So thank you.
Woo! What's up, Scott? How are you feeling, Scott?
Oh, so much better. Oh, my girlfriend spent one day in a middle school. We were both laid out for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what happens when you hang out with Petri dishes. I don't know what you were thinking of.
She's becoming a teacher,
Petri dish.
and I'm just becoming sick.
Well,
Or immune, I guess.
Eventually,
your
you'll-
sacrifice for the children is worth it.
Yeah. It's all about the long game. I am Alice. Thank you, Genova Plus.
Oh yeah, the rant's gonna be epic and long, and it's mostly with my general complaint when it comes to fantasy, where everyone says it's not historically accurate, it's fantasy. Shut the hell up. Like this is like the biggest thing when they talk about gender roles in fantasy books, race.
Like, can we
in
not
fantasy.
be a little more creative?
Yeah, I mean, just because you have European fantasy, setting, doesn't mean you can actually play with it more.
And that's where I think, like, for me, Wheel of Time takes, like, Tolkien-esque fantasy, I think, to, like, the farthest extent, where I'm like, okay, like, you said high fantasy, and that's probably
Also,
comparable.
fantasy is supposed to be what the world as you wish for it. Like, hey, I think the world is shitty, so here's, like, how I would...
I don't know if I
don't know
agree
about
with that at
because,
all.
like, I don't want to be in
honest.
Game of Thrones or the Song of Ice and Fire at all.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think he wants it to be
No,
that
I'm
way.
not saying all fantasy is. Are
Okay.
you fucking kidding? Why would I want that?
Well, I was just
You know,
saying...
like, I'm saying that fantasy, when people want to gripe about it's not historical, but sometimes people write fantasy to see the world as like, hey, these are issues. Be it shitty issues sometimes, but they want to address it differently.
Yeah.
It's same with, like, historical fiction. Like, some of that's really fun, because it's like, oh, what if? You know? Some what ifs are really, really fun to play with. No, not all fantasy is, like, how I want to see the world, but it's an expression of the story, and sometimes there are interesting views to talk about. It is a mode for you to show, like, how do I want the world to change sometimes, not always. Jesus.
Well, that makes more sense to me. I totally agree
always.
with that.
No,
Sorry,
it's
the
not an
way you
ultimatum.
phrased that was like,
It's
I was
not
like,
an
oh god, I
ultimatum.
hope that's not
No,
true.
no, it's not an ultimatum. There's no ultimatums. No. Fuck no.
Yeah.
No.
But
Say
I
Game of Thrones, and I already throw that out. That's an easy one.
Only the Sith deal in absolutes.
yeah. It is a way, though, I agree, it's totally a way of exploring problems or issues, like, in different lenses and different combinations. And then hopefully coming up with new solutions that help us in our world.
Yeah.
I agree. And also, I've actually haven't read that yet. It's on my list, as you know, because you've been helping me find new things
Yeah.
to read all time. And I also agree that there is a lot of homophobia and a lot of fantasy, and because
Yeah.
that's kind of mirrored in real life. I want to say that I read recently a really good series that completely like just addressed it and then went on. It's like, oh,
Unfortunately, fantasy tends to be, despite it being like, it's imagination, anything can happen, it seems to be a very conservative genre.
it is.
In terms
yeah,
of, like,
of course,
social
absolutely,
issues.
because like a lot of people, like not everyone can imagine outrageous things. I don't know. Imagination is subjective
I
anyway.
also think they sort of fall into it on accident sometimes, right? Like, I want to write in this fantasy world. I want there to be dwarves and elves and shit. I don't want to have to deal with, race or whatever. So the way they deal with that is by making it all one race.
Yep.
Which, is, again, it's like, it's the not thinking about it doesn't necessarily make it not there.
Yeah, then it's like,
Yeah.
well, that's kind of a weird way to, like, repaint the world, I don't know.
So I can actually jump tracks a little bit to
Okay.
sci-fi because I think a series that actually handles.
If you could not is...
If you could not,
Thank you for the follow.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is,
Welcome.
I wonder if that's the signal. But in sci-fi, in particular, the Expanse series does actually a very good job with treating both gender and racial stereotypes, and not only just addressing them, they also kind of expand upon them because you have the concept of Earthlings and spacers, and there's a lot of parallels between that and our current world. And they don't shy away from that. And I recommend either watching the series on Sci-Fi or reading the books.
Although I also think that a lot of sci-fi and fantasy, whenever they try to get too into the metaphor, like, you always need to take it with a grain of salt. Like, I had this issue with X-Men a lot, where X-Men is best when it is a very subtle metaphor. Because the problem with a lot of things, when you take any fantasy of this species versus this species, it's almost always the case that one of them is actually dangerous. Right? That's the big problem with the mutant metaphor, is that the X-Men, the mutants, actually are more dangerous. Like, anybody that says a mutant is more dangerous than a human is right. And anybody who says that one race is more dangerous than another is wrong. And that's where the metaphor falls apart, and that's why you can't make it too much like the mutants are this race, because then you're implying this race is more dangerous than others.
That's very fair.
And so that's the problem with it, with any of the, if you make it orcs or whatever, like, you're actually, you can't make the metaphor grant the premise that this race is more dangerous.
I told you my friend's metaphor about the eagles in Lord of the Rings.
This sounds familiar. Please
No, please don't.
Enlighten
So,
us.
the elves, everything about Lord of the Rings, where is the orcs are pure evil, and it's told from an elvish standpoint, where, the orcs are the unspeakable darkness that's within us all. We were changed, this is horrible. Like, it's a dark past we ignore, which is a lot of racial things that go on in our current world, too. So, they talk about eagles, and it's kind of funny where, like, they made the Hobbit 3 movies because they couldn't have the eagles saving everybody all the time. So who are the eagles, really? What is something that, it sounds too good to be true to have a Deus Ex that exists like that, even in a fantasy world. Like, if eagles could solve everything, why didn't they?
Because we're busy making songs.
What if the eagles were actually something that, or the most unspeakable horror, and so the elves told it to be these amazing creatures? What if the eagles are actually orcs? So, what if, when Gandalf is stuck in the tower, what actually saves him are the hidden orcs inside that work with Saruman, and they actually go get him and have him escape and help him flee out into the mountains.
Huh.
That story would have a lot more depth.
What
That'd be
if,
awesome.
in the end of the Lord of the Rings, when Sam and Frodo are all the way out in the middle of fucking Mount Doom, in the middle of a war, how the fuck is anyone gonna go in there and find them? What if it were the orcs? What if it were the orcs that helped them get through the mountains and not get killed or murdered for what they were and what they had? What if it were orcs?
Someone should just write this. Like,
I think my
will
friend
read
did. It's Elise the Great. She lives on the forums somewhere. She probably has a huge rant on it somewhere.
If she has any story on
Someone
this.
kicked her out of, pretty much argued with her so badly and like shat on all of her ideas in Tumblr that she left, but she lives on forums somewhere. Elise the Great, if you find her, ask her about the orcs. Ask her about the eagles. She has like a beautiful theory behind them.
And as someone who's read, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit many times, there's a lot of flaws with the narratives presented there, and the values presented in it. So
It's like a 130-year-old book.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
It's not gonna be flawless.
Oh yeah.
How old did you say it was?
Isn't it like 130, 115?
What? No.
No.
No, it's
30 something, right? Or 40
Lord of the
something.
Rings?
Yeah.
It was. I believe it came out in the 1950s.
I thought it was 40s.
I thought it was earlier than like the first half of it. No, first half.
We're gonna have to look this up.
1955 it was published.
55. What am I thinking of?
So it's really like, when you place it in 1955, it makes, I feel like, sense. But like then trying to like extract from it and like let it inform your life now,
Mary Shelley, maybe?
troubling.
Could be.
Yeah, Frankenstein's monster was in turn of the century, a little bit before then.
And that's why I recommended, if anyone's interested in a very nuanced tale of like racism and barbarism and like very early fantasy, you guys should check out Tales of Neveron by Sam Delaney.
This conversation is super interesting, but I'm more interested
Candy! Yeah, Mike and Ike's Milky Way.
I got a candy piece in the
Oh
eye.
god, that's right!
Eat the candy!
What is happening?
Have you seen the Anna emote in Overwatch where she just gives people candy? And have you seen the videos where people just like, one guy Milsec, he'll like, he goes after a Bastion and shoots and goes, here, have some candy, Bastion. And the Bastion's like, oh, thanks, and just sits there and just
That's adorable.
wants more candy.
Guys, it's almost time for Vanquished, but also the candy attack is because I'm here to remind you that this Saturday at 12 p.m.
Yeah!
we are having a Halloween party / camp in, and we will eat a lot of candy out of this guy's mouth, maybe?
Directly out of his mouth. Promise. We promised it now. It has
Things
to
might
happen.
get a little weird.
Oh, Mike and Ike's are so good.
So you guys definitely have to tune in at 12 p.m. We're gonna be doing all kinds of really crazy things.
Heck
We're
yeah.
gonna have a Roadhouse read through.
Really?
Yes. And I feel like maybe we should start casting. So.
Yo, we're gonna play spooky RPGs. We're gonna learn how
Yeah.
to paint with Zach. We're also gonna carve pumpkin. We got a ton going on.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be great.
I'm gonna bring my guitar.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
It's gonna be fun. We can sing along. We can sing some
Can it be
camping
onesies?
songs.
Yes, sure.
I'm totally gonna do onesie.
Yeah. No. So I just wanted to, sometimes you gotta have a spontaneous candy attack
Yeah.
to remind people of awesome things.
What? Sally doesn't know who Zach Morris is?
Uh-oh.
What?
Let's talk about the real issues.
What?
The
Sorry.
real issues is
I didn't mean to
that
interrupt, but how can you not know Zach Morris?
I want the Snickers.
There's a lot of people out there.
But it's Zach Morris.
Yeah, I know.
Saved by the Bell is like childhood.
It was totally my childhood.
You know, some people are younger than you guys.
Yeah. I think Sally's one of them.
Actually.
I don't know how
we're
old
born
Sally
every
is.
year.
I don't believe this. I believe I'm the youngest person on this earth. Like
Some
children
people
of
were
men.
born yesterday, though. You gotta watch out for those people.
Yeah, they're babies. Babies.
Yeah, they're babies.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Quite literally.
Oh shit, I found some more candy!
Oh shoot, I just realized it's 10 minutes till 5. I have to run because I have to post the song of the week for Vanquish onto
You got
Twitter.
work to do.
So I will see you guys in about an hour or so.
Also, Winston doesn't want candy. Winston wants peanut butter.
See you guys in a little bit.
Oh god, there's chocolate down my pants.
So much,
Oh, I
so
found a
much
mic in it.
candy.
What?
You want some candy?
No!
Oh god.
You don't want any candy?
All right,
No,
coming
Mom,
over to Blue
no,
Couch now.
No, Mom, no.
I wasn't gonna
No,
throw
please,
it.
Mom,
I
no.
was gonna give it to you.
Later, when I'm out of like this strange world.
This is, I guess, where we're putting candy.
So Scott, I'm curious. Are you more of a science fiction guy or a fantasy guy, or do you believe in not trying to make everything a either or type of question?
I definitely will go with the
I
latter.
don't like what I'm doing. with the
I don't like making them an evil, or I read
tail.
Marvel and DC. But because I'm such a comic book guy, it's definitely more sci-fi because I think comics are
They just
sci-fi.
tend to be more like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the future or in the now.
Yeah, I mean when comics were basically saved in the 50s and 60s by Julie Schwartz and Stan Lee, it was because they made them sci-fi, and that's been the basis since then.
But it seems like a
I'm more of a
more
sci-fi
modern
guy.
trend has been for sort of different graphic novels and stuff to experiment with elements of fantasy.
Yeah.
Like so, Seven to Eternity is like fantasy and sci-fi for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of both. I think there's always been characters like Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange who are inherently magic-based, or the DC's Captain Marvel. Shazam they call him these days.
Shazam.
So yeah, I'm more of a sci-fi guy.
I like
That's cool,
Hellboy.
but, like-
Hellboy is a cool.
Hellboy's awesome.
Hellboy's cool because it uses science and magic.
Yeah.
To control magic. I like
just watched
Rumble.
Hellboy
I
the other
love Southern Cross. Holy shit, sci-fi horror. Have you read that?
No, I've read like no comic
You
books,
should
guys.
read it. So
If-
if you
if-
guys are into like the 90s horror comics, kind of the way Alien used to like really was told, that's what Southern Cross is like. No aliens, but it's fucking space horror, and it's drawn incredibly well. Written by Becky Cloonan, if you care. She's really awesome. She did one of the runs for the most recent run, I think, of Punisher, and did a lot of really cool covers for it. So, it's really great. I love it.
Sweet.
Rumble's a good one that I've been
It's
reading.
Southern Cross.
Called Southern Cross.
Cool.
I
You
reread
can even ask Emily. She really freaking loved it.
I just reread the first trade of Preacher on Saturday.
Yeah.
When I heard about Steve Dillon.
Yeah. Sadness.
Very sad.
We live in a generation of a lot of traumatic deaths this whole year.
No, man, it's
First Prince died. What the
no
fuck?
industry has been safe this year.
Everything.
Two huge artists in comics died this year.
Yeah.
Darwin Cook and Steve Dillon.
Hey man, don't worry. There's always new people rising
There
in
are
the
always
ranks.
new people. That's true. Still have lots of good
But we can
comics.
still miss them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep it in comedy.
Oh man, that's a good point. If you like horror comics, check out Afterlife with Archie. It's the Riverdale gang, Archie comics, but like
What?
zombies. It's drawn by Francesco Francavilla, and it's amazing.
Oh my gosh! Dwight, thanks for the 5 months.
Woo,
Look at the
thanks for
resub.
5
Thumper
months.
Pride,
Sup,
yeah,
bud?
I love it.
Oh, my water bottle's over there. It has my Thumper Pride thing.
Nom nom nom. I'm glad. I really like being here because you guys
He
all
was. Look at
expose
the
me
world. Yeah, Dark Horse.
comics
David
that I don't
Bowie
know
is
about.
holding the world together. It's true.
There are so many comics.
There are so many comics.
Outlook
And I think that's part of the fact is like it's kind of intimidating to jump into comics because you're like, oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's no real, like, a lot of people tell me, like, oh, it seems so hard to get into comics, and most people respond with, no, it's not that bad, you just gotta do this, and you gotta do this, and my answer is always, yeah, it's a little bit of work. It's more work than just picking up a thing and reading it. Like, that's why we all love it so much, is that you sort of had to get into it a little bit, you know? Kind of like when you really fall in love with an MMO. You can't just pick it up for 5 hours and
Leaf on
get
the
a full
Wind.
experience.
I
You
used
need
to like
really get
horror, then I
involved.
took a job doing PC repair after opening some of those cases. How
What?
the horror no longer holds a candle. Like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
That's great.
What happens in the PC? What doesn't happen in a PC?
Horror. That's the head star
I
pack.
thought this is fine. I put this in this slot. Oh, you didn't put it all the way? That's why the burning happened. Right. Like being on the show.
See,
Yeah, I've been
now we're
eating a
both
lot of
eating
candy.
chewy candy. Who can't answer the chat?
Get in there. Yep.
This is the opposite of the candy you should ever eat on air. Just so you guys know. With professionalism right here.
Very professional.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Yep.
why it's so professional. Look at you. Look at you. Way to
We
go.
run a tight ship.
Way to
Yeah.
go. Way to go. Way to fumble that. Professional fumbling right here on this
Okay.
channel.
I have an important question.
What?
What is the one candy you will refuse to eat? even if it's given to
Almond
you?
Joys.
I'll eat all your almond joys.
Twizzlers. I freaking hate licorice.
All right, I will eat your almond joys.
Okay, that's fine. I like coconut milk though, but I hate almond joys. Do not like the texture. Do not be like lied to, telling me that that's what joy tastes like. And there are no almonds. Where are my almonds?
For me, it's probably more than anything, it's candy corn.
Oh yeah, I don't like it.
Okay.
I just don't.
It's a very divisive Halloween treat.
I like a lot of chocolate. I'm not a big candy guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I get that.
You removed pepperoni from a CD drive?
What?
What? What?
Holy shit!
Kids.
Coming in on the what candy I will
you.
not eat. Store.
Ooh, I like your hair.
Thank you.
Purple hair.
Dots.
Oh, you don't do dots.
No.
Dots.
I don't think I've ever eaten them, but I think it's more so like I look at them and they just literally give me the heebie-jeebies. Like they just make me feel uncomfortable.
They make you feel
The best part
Yeah.
is after you eat them all, then you get
Amazing.
this like colorful paper. And
You,
can, like,
you
fold
get
it
that
into
while
dots.
you're eating it too. That's part of the problem with dots,
No,
is
they,
that like
they just make me uncomfortable.
I spent a lot of my childhood trying
I
to
don't
figure
know
out how to
what it is.
remove one without getting any paper left, and it's actually impossible.
You know, it's candy from a simpler time. You know, I get that. But maybe that's part
it
of the
taught us
appeal.
that paper isn't that dangerous.
You can
I-
totally eat it.
It's fiber?
yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you. Helps you poop.
Eat paper, guys.
That's what I learned about fiber in school. I know nothing else about it.
I don't recommend eating a whole bunch of Fiber One bars or any of those
Oh
because
no, it makes you poop, but it also compacts it, so don't eat too much fiber.
yes.
You're gonna poop rocks, and it's not gonna be fun.
Nope.
So, just like anything healthy.
That's how I learned about
Too much of a
fiber.
good thing
There you
is a
go.
very bad thing. So yeah, be careful.
Yes.
Be careful.
Don't poop rocks.
Moderation. Fiber and moderation.
Dieting in moderation. Be healthy. Healthy
Food
moderation.
in moderation. You can have your nice sweet food.
You can have your sweet diets. Just fucking be healthy.
Yeah.
Jesus. Diets are fine. It's a way to get your life on track, but be healthy about it. Ow!
Emily, I'm the
No,
only
it's an
person
actual-
eating the candy, so stop this.
Peanut butter and
Just
Raisin.
giving us candy
There
to
it
deal
is.
with.
Oh, it's a Reese's. No, it's a Reese's. Yes. You see Anna's like,
Please, someone
plump.
besides me eat this
Like,
candy.
hey,
Getting hit by
Emily,
a
Emily,
peanut
can
butter
you
cup
cosplay Anna? You look so
hurts.
great in a hood and some white hair.
They're solid.
They're solid.
And an eye patch? Oh my god, just take Mitch's eye patch and be Anna.
Koji's,
You
thank
get
you
the-
for
you
9
get
months.
We're so high.
Yeah.
Working on that Twitch, baby.
Yojimbo's political warfare production provider.
Actually, it's not technically Reese's. It's
Your ability to know where people are while
It's
wearing that thing is so
Kirkland's
impressive.
peanut butter
It's
cup.
like a predator
But,
vision.
you know,
It's really
peanut
cool.
butter cup's a peanut butter cup.
Okay, though, I
That's terrifying.
actually have an issue, you guys. I don't know what costume to wear on Saturday.
Wow.
That's a real big problem, Ryan. I know.
Better
Hey,
work
Jack,
on
you wanna
that.
vote
The
on it?
shock and awe on your face is like, I know you get how
I'm
difficult.
not mad, I'm disappointed.
Are we all supposed to wear costumes on Saturday?
I can think of something very quick and easy for you. Do
I
you
didn't
want
think
scrappy
about that.
balls?
Costumes.
What are you doing? Do you have at least one costume prepared for the weekend?
I have no costumes prepared.
You have
for-
at least one.
Do you not
I-
have any Halloween costume?
You weren't planning to
last
bring 3
time-
costumes?
The last time I dressed
have-
up for Halloween was probably like sophomore or junior year of college, and I was Indiana Jones.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
I was also Indiana Jones in college.
That's awesome.
Okay.
It's an easy look to put together.
It is.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I looked adorable.
What television shows are you watching right now?
I just finished Penny Dreadful and I want to die.
This is
What else have
beautiful
you been
and
watching?
honest.
Let's see if
I
there's
just
any
watched Penny
easy-
Dreadful and I want to
drama.
die.
Okay, we can work with that.
Yeah, you could be Leela.
Yeah.
Totally be Leela.
There's some horrible computer stories being told in chat.
Dress up like Steve Holt. That's actually a good one.
Steve Holt!
Steve Holt!
I can legitimately.
I worked on boxes that blew up due to cat pee. What are we talking about?
Yup.
Cable. Oh wow, cable boxes. Okay.
I worked at a vacuum repair store in high school, and animal
Pooping rocks
animal
hyper RPG
leavings are
2006.
definitely part of the job when you fix vacuums. Very, very frequently.
Oh, you didn't hear the story about how
candy
Tyler set a carpet on fire because of the vacuum?
What?
He
No.
like took apart a shotgun shell and accidentally left gunpowder on the floor and his dad vacuumed over it and it like lit the rug on fire.
That's awesome.
I actually think
That is such a Tyler
You
story.
heard the story. It was at
Yeah.
when we were out.
I was like, I've heard this
You heard
story
the
before.
story, yeah.
Maybe
Why
I'll just go
haven't-
with Sharky.
It's actually not a terrible
but not
idea.
that
No.
sharky though. That's
I was
sharky.
like, Peppermint Patty or Lucy from Charlie Brown.
It's not bad.
I can legitimately come.
I still think you
with
should
three-
be Anna. You should be Anna from Overwatch. Have someone like make a really cool, crazy cosplay really quickly. I'm sure you.
Oh, I
I'm
don't
sure we
know.
know people
But-
who can.
I can legitimately come with 3 different costumes on Saturday.
You
Batgirl?
should wear all of them at once. Okay, what are they? Batgirl?
Batgirl, Mabel from Gravity Falls,
Nice.
and my Ramona Flowers.
Yeah.
I'm working on.
Ramona
I just need a
Flowers is gonna be
studded
awesome.
belt.
That should be easy, right?
Go to Drift Store and look in the guys section.
I
That's where all the cool belts
yeah,
are. That's
I
actually
don't
where you
have
should look.
time for that between now and then. Is the thing.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
true.
think about it when I
When?
went. I didn't think about it yesterday when I went to the thrift stores, because it was like basically I need to find a jacket, and I did find a jacket. It's slightly small in the arms, but it works.
All right, I'm seeing in the chat people wanted Emily to be Faith. They're talking about Faith. I
Yeah.
don't know how much Emily has read Faith, but you know that
she's not
Liz
little.
fucking loves Faith.
Ooh, yeah, she's got the new hat too.
So maybe you should pressure Liz a little bit to get a Faith costume going.
Maybe you guys should pressure Scott to get a Faith costume going.
How does
I
it,
thought
how does
about-
it feel, huh? How does it feel, man?
I thought
Turning
about
the
Eternal-
tables.
I thought about Eternal Warrior actually because he's a character that could have this much hair and beard.
I could
and
also
still be
do
that
a
character.
hipster Raven if I wanted to.
Ooh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, you have the hair for it.
Yeah. I did a hipster Miss Merchant one year. I don't know what
Nice.
happened to the shirt. I literally had a black shirt that I just had, and I had fabric paint, and I painted like a
The X over it.
huge black X on it, blue hoodie, and then I painted myself green.
Dang. That's commitment.
I have someday. This has always been my dream to go to a con as just like straight up commit to the whole Dr. Manhattan thing. Just shave everything, paint everything, and go as a naked blue guy.
Well,
Someday.
You would
That's
have
the
to
dream.
wear
have to
some sort of
wear-
artificial dong.
Yeah, something like that.
you know what you would
Or
do.
you just go to a party and just, you know,
You
not
can't
worry
have
about
What
con
you do
rules.
is get one of get the nude undergarments and dye it blue, and then
Yeah.
get like a fake penis.
I mean, you saw
Yeah.
that really cool Mystique, right?
I hear,
Yeah.
I hear
Yeah.
they
Like,
sell fake
holy
penises,
shit.
so
I bet finding a blue
I think
fake
you could
penis
get
would be
one.
pretty easy.
I'm sure they also come in different sizes.
Yeah, a lot of different sizes and shapes.
Yep.
Or you can make your own. You know, paper mache.
I actually
That sounds really horrifying.
I learned how to blow glass when I was in college, and I honestly thought about making one once out of glass.
Man, you would probably not be the first person at all
I would not
to do that.
I mean,
If
that
I
was
know
part
anything
of-
about art, is there's a lot of dicks in art.
Yes, actually, I knew a
don't
woman
have
who.
my phone on me, but I realized last night when I went to go cook chicken, I grabbed the wrong type of chicken from the store.
Oh god, this is the weirdest transition.
Yeah.
Okay, but no, usually I get like full breast. I got chicken breast tenders, and
Yeah.
I like pulled one out. It looked very foul. Like 2 were
Yeah.
stuck together. It looked very phallic, and I just placed it and I took a picture and I just laughed. Oh, I was such a child about it.
I'm a big Redditor. I waste a lot of time on Reddit. There's a subreddit just called Mildly Penis, and it's just a picture of things that look phallic in nature.
Is Emily
very
gonna
amusing.
tell us about her art history experience with penises?
No, I actually was going to change the topic
Oh,
entirely.
great. Glad we got it back on topic then.
So I actually have a cool thing to talk to you guys about that I don't think we've mentioned yet. We've got a new Facebook group for Thumpers.
It's amazing!
Yeah.
Cool.
It is really
Facebook
cool. We're all
Thumpers.
part of it. You should be part of it too. Basically, it's a group for us to just, have a little bit more of like a personal connection, be able to talk about stuff we like, and it's a little bit slower than the Discord, so you can come back to conversations.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So I'm gonna go pop the link in chat, and you guys should all join. Continue as you were.
Yeah, so,
that
alright,
seems like a
so
heavy conversation
in
right
short,
now.
you're gonna be working on making a blue dick one day, and
Someday.
dude, that would be a great Halloween costume too, though.
Right?
Like, how would you not whip that thing out?
Exactly.
For like all events.
Right? It'd,
Like-
be, it'd be just a good one just to like have in general.
Okay, so it looks like in chat there's like a big underlying argument or like a discussion. I'm gonna say argument because it's gonna insinuate.
I think it's a
discussion about like
Ooh, 9 months
representation.
from Nalteris, though. Thank you.
Representation and like people will put out things that are in their understanding, and sometimes it's not a very good understanding, but you still have to take it. I don't know, it's interesting because I feel it's always going to be both ways. Anytime, it's just like in art. So when art goes out into the world, it's going to be as interpreted, and it does not matter like the intentions.
Same with music.
You're going to be criticized for it no matter what, for what you lack or for what you did, and
Yeah,
that is
interpretation's
part of the
the
commentary for
Important
sure.
part of art.
Everybody
People
who
like
hasn't
different
joined that
things.
Facebook group.
I think people will always like different things, and it's
I
always
thought the
it's
use
okay to
of
not
whip
like
it
stuff.
out was a
It
really
is
great
absolutely
way
okay to not like stuff.
that.
I think. I don't know if this is really okay. Okay, good, awesome. I was like, if it's an argument, I'm gonna come here and quell it.
She's gonna
No,
beat
you're
it
good. Okay,
down.
you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. Cool. I just want to make sure, like, it's not gonna go
Yeah.
the terrible way.
And
And,
it
I
can-
like discussion because the thing is, like, I know in this community we can always talk about differences and be okay, which is what I really, really like, and I want to protect.
I've never
I want to
been
protect that
or
in this
seen
in here.
anything in
So.
chat where things have gotten so heated where like it's just terrible. Like never once has it even gotten to that point. It's always been like people being very respectful to each other and talking about pretty heavy subjects, which I think is pretty cool.
We're pretty awesome mods.
Yeah.
Well, even one time, like, we were talking, like, someone was like, mansplaining is really shitty to men. I'm like, the thing is that that's not exactly what mansplaining is. Mansplaining, like, I've known plenty of amazing men, and it's not that it makes them terrible, it's just a very, very definitive class thing that happens when someone is talking to you that way. And it's important to differentiate because I'm
You should
glad
actually
someone...
switch spots, Lizzie.
I'm glad someone actually said something about it to talk about it, because if people did believe that mansplaining was like, oh, it's bad to men, it's like, it actually describes something that happens to women. That's it. You know, it has nothing to do with like the moral characterization of the male gender or anything. It's just a thing that does happen. And I feel like it's a good place to discuss it.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
we're
not, it's not a term for when guys explain things, it's a term for when guys feel the need to explain things
Cool, cool.
that they
Okay.
don't need
That was
to.
good. I trust you guys. Just want to make
And
sure.
be patronizing.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's important.
Yeah,
it's-
exactly. Like the 6-year-old. Yeah, exactly. And we're always gonna. It's gonna be always a two-way. That's how it happens. That's how things are experienced. It's always gonna be from two different perspectives, always, forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the big thing is like I don't put it on the writers. Like I think these are representation. I feel like usually comes to be like an industry issue where like obviously writers can help bring each other up, but like if you know there are tendencies to bring up non-white writers or not. I mean,
If you want to see
That
really
could be a
cool,
bigger
some
problem.
cool diversity, check out the BattleTech game when it comes out. Like Tyler has been telling me things about like the writing and the character that's going to it. I'm really fucking excited about the diversity that's in that game as space diversity. So if you are interested in it, definitely pick it up. Freaking back it if you haven't. Buy it when it comes out. There's a lot of cool stuff in store in that game. And they're talking about artists being tough-skinned. Yes, absolutely, because you have to learn that criticism is not about you, it is about the work, and it's separate, and it's to help you grow.
okay, serious
And we
question
started
time.
a trend. We're throwing candy at each other.
Cool.
So-
Love you guys. Just wanted to make sure. Making sure that we're having good, safe conversations.
Ew, it's really strange.
Ooh. Pop culture time, guys. Have you heard about this show called Stranger Things? Because I finally
Yeah.
watched 2 episodes of it.
Oh, finally!
It's
Are you okay? So, would you be excited for a Dread modification of that game in Dread?
I would be more interested in doing a Call of Cthulhu
Yeah,
version of
of
it.
course.
Right.
Oh, I did a.
How dare you take time off of work to watch 2 whole
Oh, Liz,
episodes
what
of
just
television?
happened? You just
Hi, Steph.
Right. I did a really cool drawing for the Ray Gun Lounge show that's up right
Oh, yeah?
now, and so it's named what the Lord of All That Swims in Darkness is the name of the Demogorgon. So you totally should. Lord of All That Swims in Darkness,
That'd be sweet.
which is kind of what he is.
Well, I'm only 2 episodes in. I watched 2 episodes on Thursday night. Stayed up till like 3 a.m. Regretted it the next day. But I really like it because it reminds me of some of the best parts of the X-Files. But
Postal Patriot. Glitch, okay, I will check that out.
I love hearing people talk about Stranger Things because everybody has that where they say, I love it because it reminds me of blank. And it's something awesome in the history of sci-fi horror, or fantasy horror, whatever you want to call that genre. And that's part of what's so great about it, is that like every geek is like, yeah, this is a show for me, you know? It's not horror for people that aren't geeks. It's horror for people that are, and it's like the D&D in the beginning is just like the perfect setup. You know, of like, if you get and like the opening scene, you're gonna get and like this whole show.
Yep, and it's not even, like, it's used in a way where it doesn't have to be the focal point. It was a great way to set up the characters. But yeah, to me, it feels like Freaks and, like, the things I like best about Freaks and Geeks, which is exploring, like, high school dynamics that don't ever get explored in TV in an accurate way.
And,
kids that feel like kids, yeah.
Side note, I do agree with yours and I, because part of what that term is, like, if you do want to stop sexism, you should stop from both ways. But one of them is to, like, if things do happen, people do call out. And I recently had to call somebody out at work about the word nasty, because he was using it because he thought it was funny, which it isn't. And it's something that I think women have reclaimed already, and it's okay to help, but if you're making a joke about it because you think it's funny, it's not helping. So I actually had to call him out on it. And part of the experience was, it felt right because it bothered me. It bothered me at a core, and I was like, hey, can you stop? Like, I've made it clear that it doesn't make me feel good. Please stop. And he told me, is this a joke? I'm like, no, it's not. I handled the situation, it's fine. But part of what me dealing with it later on was like, I felt that whole growing up as a woman that, oh, I made it difficult for somebody. Oh, it's like, you know, I made it a hassle. Am I being too emotional? And I don't know, like, I think that's kind of part of growing up sometimes. At least for me it was. That was like my experience. I don't know if
I think ultimately the beginning and the end of it should be that someone says, hey, you did a thing that hurt me.
You should say, okay.
You should be like, okay, yeah, I won't do that thing anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
and I do agree that mansplaining is a very terrible term because it just enforces more sexism, but it does describe something that is horribly sexist at the same time. But there is a way to deal with it. The way to deal with it is to not overly use that word to explain every horrible thing, but to actually be more clear about what it is that bothered. So thank you for that.
And Who's made an interesting point about he has a vision condition. He says he doesn't see race, but what he's trying to say is he doesn't see skin color because race is a construct, and you definitely will see that around you in many ways, even if you can't tell what someone's skin color is. Just gonna point that out.
Interesting.
So what do you think of Stranger Things, Liz?
So much interesting chat happening.
Yeah, I'm not really gonna get into it, but
I liked Stranger Things. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a great throwback to a lot of the really fun 80s horror that I enjoy. Which ironically I did not enjoy in the 80s when I was a child because, I mean, the what is that video that Michael Jackson did? The Thriller video scared the dickens out of me.
Such a good music video!
Every time, my poor sister, I have a sister who's 10 years older than I am. So just imagine teenage sister with me, like little Liz, and anytime I heard the beginning of that song, I would scream and dive behind the house, or behind the couch. So my sister couldn't watch what was essentially the hottest video of the moment. While I was in the house.
It's a long video too.
It is a long video, yeah, and it terrified me. So, but as I've gotten older, I've gotten an appreciation for all of this like 80s horror, both the camp and the not camp, and you know all of the like Wes Craven and whatnots. So yeah, it reminds me a lot of that. I also really like to see Winona Ryder still working.
Yeah.
You know, I thought she was good. I thought she was good, but it was very Winona Ryder. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but it was like, it was her style.
Yeah.
You know? And
she's one of those actors who kind of has a certain type.
that she brings to it, yeah.
Yeah, and
True.
when you hire Winona Ryder, it's because you want Winona Ryder.
Like when you hire John Malkovich, he's always John Malkovich.
He's always.
He's never not John.
He is always being John Malkovich.
Even more than Winona Ryder, I would say.
Oh yeah.
John Malkovich, my favorite John Malkovich.
He doesn't even try.
No. My favorite John Malkovich role is Man in the Iron
That's what I was gonna say! Because everyone else
an accent!
Everyone else is acting!
And John Malkovich is like, fuck this,
Nope,
I'm John
I'm John
Malkovich.
Even Leo is trying his darndest as like an 18-year-old. I don't know, he's such a baby in that film.
He is.
Everyone's
I
got
love
like
that
the
movie.
French accents, and he's just
Yeah.
like, I'm John Malkovich.
Yep, he's just John Malkovich.
Yep.
He was really the perfect person to play a movie about being himself. It was like the role that was created for him, quite literally. Like
Himself.
it was.
No, there was a director who caught on. I see what you're doing here. Let me just help you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Let me just let you be
troll.
John Malkovich.
Here, you troll. Let me troll you. let me help you.
There's gonna be a Beetlejuice too.
What? No.
No.
That's the thing that they say every few years.
I'm intrigued. I don't know. Timmy B might want to give it a rest, but I'd be kind of pumped.
I don't know.
It depends.
Always.
It depends on the casting.
Because I mean, what are you gonna do? You gonna wheel out Michael Keaton?
Yeah,
I
did you
mean,
see him in Birdman? I want Birdman plus Beetlejuice. Yeah.
I did not see Birdman.
Birdman.
Oh,
is
so
incredible.
I
good.
apologize because I do want to see it.
Plus, like, yeah, he was a Birdman. He's about to be the villain in the Spider-Man movie. Probably, definitely the Vulture.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I
like,
didn't know that.
it's
setup.
the
It was
return
a
of
setup.
Keaton. You know.
It was a setup.
I'm all about returning Keaton.
He's
I'm
really
okay with Keaton coming back.
good at being old and washed up.
Does that mean we could have a Mr. Grandma movie now?
That's exactly. He was playing himself in Birdman, basically.
Yeah. I mean, that was like kind of the whole idea.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Although it was supposed to be, oh no, it wasn't supposed to be him. The original ending was going to be different, where instead of him by himself getting ready for thing, it was going to be Johnny Depp
Okay.
at the end.
So,
Alright, no
so
spoilers.
in the vein of talking about Michael Keaton and looking at an awesome picture of a nocturnal bird,
Strix.
who, gentlemen, and you can't fall back on a voice actor, who's your favorite Batman?
I don't know any of the Batman voice actors, so you can just shame me right now.
No voice actors. I mean the actors that played Batman. Who was your favorite?
Oh, sorry, just actors.
Yeah. Just traditional.
Scott, you should go
Mine-
first so I can think about it.
Well, mind if we're talking about Bruce Wayne. I actually legitimately really like George Clooney's Bruce Wayne. I think it's great. I thought Ben Affleck was the best Batman, though.
Really?
Ben Affleck, and this isn't an opinion thing. Every filmmaker has said this. Ben Affleck is the only, or BVS is the only Batman movie that hasn't gone with the approach of, let's not do comic book Batman, let's do something different. Like, that's how you sold a Batman movie until Iron Man came out. Like, Christopher Nolan had you sell Batman Begins as a non-Batman detective movie originally, and then had to tell people, actually, this is Batman to get it sold. Tim Burton had to be Tim Burton being like, no, we're doing none of that stuff. Joker's gonna be Joe Chill, and fuck you if you read comics. And so, like, yeah, Zack Snyder, at least, like, a lot of people have issues with what he did, but at least he read the Bat Bible, The Dark Knight Returns, and put that on the screen.
See, Lord Caro, I saw you mention Kevin Conroy. That is exactly why I said they couldn't go with voice actors.
Oh yeah, that would have been my
Because
answer.
otherwise I would,
Of course,
too.
it's Kevin
Kevin
Conroy.
Conroy.
He is Batman. But
my one true Batman is Batman of the animated series. But if we have to go with the actual movie actors, I'm really glad that Rai Rai is sitting between Scott and I because I'm about to go with Val Kilmer.
Whoa.
Mine,
no.
mine is Michael Keaton because that's what I grew up on was
That's
the Tim
fair.
Burton Batmans. I watched the other ones growing up too, but those are the Batmans I remember.
And the best
as a
Batman
kid.
movie, in my personal opinion, is the one with Michelle Pfeiffer. It's like 2?
Yeah, that's Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Yep.
She played
She played Catwoman.
Catwoman. Yeah.
Speaking of Kevin Conroy,
Zombie Catwoman.
when I worked at
Totally,
for a
yeah.
while, I was sometimes I'd not have anything to do, so I'd just go through back files, and I found a Comic-Con, like a WizardCon Comic-Con like file, and it was like one folder was Kevin Conroy, and I was like, what is happening right now? I worked with a bunch of nerds, which was great. Everybody in my in the department that I was working in, total nerds.
Awesome.
So it was basically they went to Wizard World World Comic Con and just got a whole bunch of people to say stuff for the Wild, and it was great because he did the Batman voice. And so
That's
sometimes
awesome.
when I was bored and just feeling kind of crappy, I just go listen to
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy's the
Kevin
best, man.
Conroy lights everything up in the world with his Batman voice. If you haven't seen Mask of the Phantasm, I highly recommend it.
Here,
Okay,
have a question for you, man.
I gotta throw a curveball then.
Uh-oh.
Favorite Batman is whoever played grumpy old Batman in Batman Beyond.
That's also Kevin Conroy.
Okay, then I'm Team
I was
Kevin
actually
Conroy.
about to ask, there's a lot of Kevin Conroy Batman,
Dang.
right? There's the
This
one
guy's
in the
good.
animated
Yeah,
series,
yeah,
there's the
he's
one in
good.
Justice League, there's the one in the video games, there's the one in
There's a
Batman
reason
Beyond.
people were
And
so pissed off that there was no Kevin Conroy in the Batman in the
Arkham-
Telltale
Yeah.
games.
And
Telltale.
it's Troy Baker,
Troy Baker.
who I like as a voice actor, but the Batman voice in the Telltale games isn't right for me.
Really? I like it. I mean, I definitely, while Kevin Conroy will always be my favorite Batman, I definitely understand why you don't like, when you make Kevin Conroy Batman, you're making a choice, and it's, at this point, it would be like putting Christian Bale back in the suit. Bat fans know Kevin Conroy's voice, so if you're going to restart to a zero-year
true,
Batman where Two-Face and Penguin are fundamentally different than they usually are, you can't do Kevin Conroy with
That's
that, you know? You gotta go with somebody different. Like, I actually love Peter Weller as Batman in the Dark Knight Returns movies, and that's definitely not Kevin Conroy's Batman aged 10 years. It's a very different type of Batman, and I really like it because it's not all like, I'm 10 years older.
Favorite voice for Batman for me, Bruce Greenwood.
What is he? Is he the Batman?
I think he was definitely in Red Hood.
Oh, he was the Red Hood
Batman. So he's done a
Not
few.
my Batman.
Also, I don't remember what else, but like he's also like him and Kevin Conroy to me are like the voices for cartoon Batman, or animated Batman.
Yeah, I will say of Kevin Conroy's, I think the Batman Beyond one is actually the
Love
best.
my Batman.
Batman Beyond could be my
Yeah, I saw
favorite
that
Bruce Wayne.
hashtag too. I was like, yes.
Batman Beyond is my favorite
Amazing.
Batman.
Yeah, that Batman is so. I mean, Bruce Wayne or
Again-
like Terry McGinnis.
Terry McGinnis.
Ah.
Well, partly because then again,
But
growing
he's-
up, like
but
that
he's
was
Iron Man though. He's not as much Batman.
true.
Terry McGinnis?
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed watching Batman Beyond when
Was it-
Netflix like had it on disc. Like I rented all of them. And
It was a
watched
voice
them.
actor strike, what I think is what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, that's going on today.
Yeah, a little.
Oh, that's right. There is a voice actor strike going
Pretty
on.
down with people thinking it's very reasonable to be compensated for if a video game sells like more than 2 million copies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, it's
yeah.
become so.
Also, the industry is, like, the gaming industry is needs to get, it's so much reformation.
Well, yeah, this is a huge money
Because
making
now
industry.
it's so big
Yeah,
and it
that's
gets so
acting
much
like it's
attention.
not yet.
Yeah.
And acting, like, voice actors, like,
And
they're
even-
actors, I'm sorry, like,
Yeah,
especially
no, no, no.
after,
Hell yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
after,
hell yeah.
hey, after Mass Effect and Dragon Age, and after BioWare started writing stories, you need characters.
You need
Preach.
people
You
who
can't
can
fucking do
act,
that
but
shit.
also can act with their voice without being seen because that is huge. 'Cause
I need characters, like,
Yeah.
and they're just as important as actors.
Apparently,
Yeah,
at
like-
the protest, Steve Bloom talked about how like he's basically done voice acting to the point where his throat was bleeding.
It's, They also need to
Jennifer
be
Hale
Yeah.
has to
And
constantly
guys,
be, like going into opera training to sustain doing what she has to do.
They also need to be able to have some negotiation power when they're
Yeah,
negotiating their contracts,
absolutely.
because then you get into a situation where, like for example, David Hayter, you know, he
Yeah.
has spent so much time building up
He is
Snake
Snake.
as a character, and then the moment they have the money, the resources, whatever, they drop his ass and they bring in
Sutherland.
Sutherland, Kiefer Sutherland, because they can bring in someone who has some name recognition.
I
And if
don't
Kevin Conroy had more negotiating power, like through a union, then maybe he would have more job security. Which you would think, being David Hayter and the voice of Snake, he would just have job security. But no,
Well,
that shows you that
Also,
he does not.
Konami wasn't afraid to like lose Kojima either. So
Yeah,
Konami is also
Konami
like a
is
company with like very
Yeah.
questionable
Konami is Konami.
like
is
choices.
Konami.
They're like, pachinko's more money. So.
But at the same, some of the voice actors that like the fact that Steve Bloom and Tara Strong have to be involved with this protest is just fucking ridiculous. Like,
know what's-
I think those two are as talented or more than most Oscar winners. Like, Tara Strong, I think, is possibly the best actress
Also,
working
do you
today.
know- do you know
It's
how
We've
fucking
literally
amazing.
grown up with Tara Strong.
Do you know
Yeah.
how long
She has like
Steve
every voice of my life.
And my favorite thing is I've seen her. She was, I've been your babysitter.
Do you know how long Steve Bloom has been doing this stuff?
No.
Longer than I've been alive.
So fucking long. Yeah, longer
yeah.
than we've been alive. Look up Mary Elizabeth Le Guin's like.
Oh my
track
god, Mary
record.
Elizabeth Gwynn.
Not only that, look at what she's directed. So like, seriously.
You know
what
what's
the hell?
really funny is
yeah. Also,
when
can you tell
I
voice
look at
crush?
castings
So whatever.
for like voice actors, and I see that they're like no names. I'm like, oh okay, I don't know who you are. That means this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
Also, Tahood's Femshep is played by Jennifer Hale, who has done so much voice work in the games industry.
then I see
She
Any
is
game you've ever played, she's been
everywhere.
in.
Sometimes when I see it's like
Yes.
Halo,
like
Metal
actors
Gear.
who I don't think have done a
The
lot
Long
of voice
Dark.
work.
The Long
just
Dark.
actors, I'm
Like,
just like, but
more
why?
games than you can even.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Small games, big games. Jennifer Hale's
Yeah,
been in
Jen-
a lot.
and Jennifer Hale's repping hard for
Diedrich
voice
Bader has
actors, too.
has transitioned to entirely voice acting. Diedrich
What?
Bader. After he was Batman in the Brave and the Bold, and he said it's mostly because he had a kid, and how when you're a voice actor you can work from 9 to 5
That's
and go home.
why Freddie Prinze Jr. does a lot of voice acting. too,
Yep,
to transition to that.
Liam O'Brien.
I hate that she's
and
called
Sam
Fem. She should
Riegel
just be
are on
Shepherd.
Critical
She
Role.
should
They
just be
both have
Shepherd. I
families.
know.
They both have 2 kids or more,
She's
I
also
think.
Samus,
So like
yes.
that's a great way, and they both do directing for voice actors too.
Which is why when people say Fem Shep, I always say Bro Shep just to count.
Nice,
I like
yeah.
Bro Shep.
Hells yeah.
I like it.
So-
So somebody said in the chat that they kind of wish that AJ was here. I have also worked in the video game industry. If somebody had like questions about that,
Well, isn't those her stuff?
Also, 5 minutes.
How do you
5
feel about
minutes.
Crunch?
I hate Crunch.
Hey, Crunch. That makes
So
sense.
here's the thing with Crunch, is that there have been all
See you,
sorts
Lee.
of studies done. There have been all sorts of studies done. Your name! Oh my gosh. There have been all sorts of studies done about how Crunch, you get like a very short window wherein you get good productivity out of your talent, out of your devs during Crunch period. But then after that, it drops off very sharply, and it takes a long time to recover from Crunch. Time that a lot of the time people don't get. And unfortunately, it's the culture of a lot of studios that they just assume that Crunch is going to happen, and they almost plan for it, instead of Crunch being a thing that happens as a
Like a last resort?
as a bad
So
consequence.
they plan
of-
it into the project.
Ultimately, Crunch should be a consequence of really poor planning. Like if you're crunching, as far as I'm concerned, if you're crunching, then there has been a failure somewhere along the line in either scheduling, or maybe you had like a vendor who didn't come through when they were supposed to in the timeline that they were supposed to. But there was a failure at some point.
Yep.
You're
missing
but a
something.
lot of studios treat it as just like, we're just gonna crunch. We're gonna studios will call it a death march, at a certain point. And your devs just become zombies. You don't get anything good out of them. I think it's horrible.
Yeah. And I think it's a problem that's consistent through a lot of art forms too. Like my background's in theater, and it's absolutely a problem with theater where like now you just plan for the Hell Week. And as a techie, like we always have to do tech during Hell Week. And it's like you could have just planned a half hour a day for 4 weeks, so we could have gotten all of this done super easy.
Yeah.
But instead, we had to do it when you guys are deciding you have to do 14 rehearsals, and it's like, but it's how every director plans their rehearsal now. Is there's going to be a week where everybody's killing themselves, and then we're going to do a performance for an audience. And that's not necessarily the wisest plan.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's just on devs though. It's like, I don't know. It's one of those things where like also like there should be education with consumers, because we've come to expect games, especially to cost a certain amount. Like your $60, mobile games, your $60 games, your indie games, might sit around $15, and like we're not thinking enough about like how we can support devs and be like, we'll wait longer for a game if people are treated better, or we'll pay more.
Yeah, we're
for a
super
game
unwilling
that's
to
And
high
that is
change
the
quality.
those
thing, like a
numbers.
lot of the times when you hit crunch, it's because when a studio crunches, it's because the deadline they need to meet is when the money runs out.
Yep.
So you have to be done before the money runs out.
Yep.
Preferably way before. But
In an ideal world.
in an ideal world. So a factor in that is indeed the consumer education, and we all like balk at the idea of certain games costing $60, certain games costing $30, when people
They should probably cost
this
more.
is why
Yeah,
they should
that
probably
$60
cost
price
more.
point hasn't changed since the
It's
360
and
PSP generation
think about-
began.
And think about
8 years ago.
how little like a lot of devs are being paid for the amount of time that they work. Devs outside of, I think California has some different laws because of the whole EA thing, but outside of that area, there's no overtime protection for software developers, so they're usually salaried and they can be worked some huge number of hours, and you don't have to pay them overtime, you don't have to do anything for them. And an unscrupulous company will absolutely do that. Like AJ has worked, like his first job
Uh-oh.
was
You about to name names?
unscrupulous. No, I'm not gonna name
Okay,
names.
good. I was like, oh god.
Was very unscrupulous. And so you're lucky if you work for a studio that actually cares about like not grinding everyone into the dirt consistently.
It's always good to advocate for your own self-care.
Yeah.
Sometimes because
Self-care
someone else might
always,
not.
guys. Actually,
Yeah.
self-care always.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's think about that. The next time someone complains about like $1 for a mobile game.
Very good conversation.
It's
And
true.
now
It's
we have to
5:30.
sign
Oh my
off.
god, Steph, this is incredible. Can we get
We're done. What?
Can we get a quick recap of it being drawn? Because I
Yeah.
always love seeing it from beginning to end.
That's really awesome. It's got creepy long legs.
This one was hella detailed.
See.
Great this time.
Is it circling or is it in my view?
It's circling.
Circling.
That was so slow. All right. Well, this has been not watching VR Dry. That's the thing we do.
Watching
Another
VR
day.
Dry.
Watching VR Dry. This has been Full Tilt. Hope you
Thanks
guys
for the
have enjoyed it.
conversations in chat too. It's always nice. I really like hearing you guys and all your views. And I know that I've changed minds over like the past few months and slowly adapted to being a better person. I'm glad we can all have that conversation here.
We help each other all be better. You guys definitely help us.
Thanks for the resubs here the show. Really love you guys. Thanks for the new
Thanks,
subs.
Yeah, 2 new subs today.
We're
Woo-hoo.
3 away from like
3 away from Steam Key. Yep.
Okay, you guys. This will be
Nice.
great. This is the Strix, so we'll see what happens.
And we're probably gonna have Chaos Dice tonight, so
Yeah,
other
go
sub
watch
things.
these guys.
Oh,
So yeah, in half an hour, stick around for Vanquished, where all 6 of us will be on camera again for the first time in like 4 fucking weeks.
Oh my
Past
God,
meets
Timmy!
present. Yeah.
Woo!
The gang's all here tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Can't wait to see who is.
Shit's gonna go down.
Shit's
We're in
gonna
the middle
go
when things have
down.
happened and
Yeah.
we are at the hospital and fights are happening.
All the
Yes,
things.
and get your
Yeah.
Spielberg trivia in too
Chaos.
during the breaks.
Fuck yeah.
During that break, get
Is
your
that-
Spielberg trivia in for Trivia Hops this week, Thursday. It's gonna be awesome. Zach's gonna be a
It's gonna be
contestant.
great.
Catchphrase.
It's a chance.
Thanks, guys.
That's
Hang
fun
around. Hang around for Vanquish. See you later.